Metalheads Podcast. Metalheads Podcast. Go.
Hello and welcome to the Metalheads Podcast. My name is George.
This is Jay.
This is John.
This is Matt. This is Marcus-on.
And Will not be joining us today because he's got better things to do. We are joined today by Keith D of Arctic Sleep. Keith, welcome back. Last time you were here was for Unearthed Elf.
How y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
All right.
I think you got a haircut since the last time we saw you. Am I making that up?
It's all gone, man.
Yeah, it is. You're a whole different guy.
Yeah.
So first things first, Keith, could you just say the word fuck for me 5 times really fast?
Why is that?
Because you were telling me how you were so worried about swearing when you were on the radio recently. I want you to just get it out of your system.
All right, man. Fuck.
There you go. There you go. You feel better now? You relaxed?
I do. Yeah.
All right.
That really kind of unrolled. That was pretty dramatic, to be honest with you. It was like he was trying to fix something and God damn this thing.
I love to curse like that. And I do sometimes I do this thing called profane meltdowns where I'll take like the recording app on my phone, and when I'm sitting in my car, I'll just have a full blown freak out and then listen to the playback and have a few laughs on it.
Is that true?
It is
Weird, man.
Yeah. That ain't so weird.
Like method podcasting tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can do one for you later if you want.
certainly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So last month you released your 7th album with Arctic Sleep, Kindred Spirits. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks a bunch.
So why don't you start off by telling everyone a little bit about the history of Arctic Sleep and what the music sounds like?
So Arctic Sleep is a project that I started with my friend Mike way back in like 2005. So it's, what is that, like 15 years ago or something?
14.
Okay. Yeah, something like 14 years ago. And have just been cranking out albums at our own pace ever since then. Band's gone through almost a different lineup change on every single album, but the music's remained pretty consistent, I feel.
Awesome. So there's a theme on this record. Now, well, actually, why don't I back that up and just go back to the beginning of the recording for this album. I know you wrote the music and then something happened and then you wrote the lyrics.
Yeah, that's right, man. So my the music was for this album was all written with my best friend at my side, who is a cat named Yoda, and Yoda was my cat for about the same amount of time, about 14 years. Actually, I met him right when Arctic Sleep started out. He was my wife's cat originally, and me and Yoda became really, really closely bonded over the years. He was a very, very special cat, really, really intelligent and smart, and we had just had like a really close fucking bond, man. And so for this album, I had the title Kindred Spirits to begin with. I kind of started the album with that title. That was the very first thing I had in mind before I ever wrote any music or lyrics or anything. And so I wanted that to be kind of the theme of the record was, like the bond of friendship between, me and my boy, and also the bond, the connection that, I have with the Arctic Sleep fans that are all out there. And, just anybody who has like a connection like that with somebody else, like a loved one or whatever. And so I wrote the music all with my boy sitting right on my desk. So I write my music at my desk, and I made him a little spot to sit down, and I wrote all the guitar riffs, us just kind of looking at each other. And later on, when after I spent about a year writing the music for that, he had become really sick right when I finished writing all the music for the album. Almost like the timing was weird, man. And so he became really sick and passed away, and that was right when I started writing the lyrics. So all the music for the album, I, kind of wrote with, him and me looking at each other, and the lyrics I wrote, without him by my side. And so that loss and that kinship and that bond is kind of the driving force behind all the lyrics on that album.
There's a lot of cat guys on this podcast, so I think there's a lot of feels right about now.
Yeah, man. But I think, I was a little hesitant about doing something like that at first, because I was like, people, maybe not everybody will get it, that, somebody could be so close friends with the cat, People might think it's weird to have like a heavy album that is about something like that, I was like, maybe not everybody likes cats, whatever. But eventually,
those people.
Yeah, I guess they do.
Yeah.
You are on the
I
right podcast
was
right now. Like, I'm not joking. This is like you really brought me down. I was because we're all.
I mean, cats are your family.
Guys.
They're your family.
Yeah.
My cat's right here with me right now.
We literally, after having Ray from Immortal Bird on, grabbed the domain name Metalheads Podcast. And I've been sort of dragging my feet, but I'm going to connect a page to our site that URL redirects to with pictures of everybody's cats. So,
and by the way, we'll do it with guests too. So if you want to honor your cat, we'd be happy to have a photo of them there.
Yep, I was going to say you should send one. And
I was a little hesitant, to like be how far up front I wanted to be with that whole theme and everything. But then eventually I was like, you know what, fuck everybody. I don't give a shit what the fuck anybody thinks or anything. I'm gonna make this album a tribute to my boy. So when you open up the vinyl, there's a beautiful illustration of him that Jennifer Weiler, the artist that did the album cover, did. And you can kind of put two and two together when you read the lyrics and see that in there.
Now, I noticed on Facebook the other day that you commented on an old post about another cat that you had, and I'm seeing a naming theme here.
Yeah, that cat was a stray that we found outside that was starving, and she was only with us for a couple years, but same thing, we got really close. And when I met my wife, she had two cats named Yoda and Wicket, which of course is the Jedi Master and also the Ewok from Star Wars, man. And so when we found this other cat, we decided to just keep on with the Star Wars theme and name her Princess Leia.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, I noticed, I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but at the end of the album, I think I heard purring on the end. Is that your cat purring?
It is. Yeah. That was a recording that I did at home that was taken like just a couple weeks before he passed away. And so I recorded a few tracks of Yoda purring because he had a very hearty purr. And I recorded a few tracks of that and then layered them on top of each other and looped it. So for kind of a trippy effect. So yeah, that's exactly what that is.
It was great. Nice tribute.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think you're alone on having an album with cats this year. I don't know if you've checked out Devin Townsend's latest, but he's got the whole Space Cats thing going theme for his album. Yeah. So, but hey, just real quick, you said that the music was written beforehand. Did any of the music change as you started writing the lyrics? Because obviously your mindset was going to be a lot different since you had this theme going about your cat. Did you change anything to kind of fit where the direction the lyrics were going?
Not really. My writing process is I always, it's a little weird. I come up with song titles first, and then I write the music for it, and then I write all the instrumental parts for the songs, and lyrics and vocal parts are something I come up with absolutely last.
I know this is pretty much your baby now at this point, but who else contributed to the record?
Yeah, it's always been my baby, to be quite honest with you. I've kept it going through thick and thin throughout all these years, like no matter what. What was the question again?
I know there are other people on the album other than you. I thought you might want to mention them.
Yeah, that's right. So most importantly is, I played all the instruments on the album except for the drums. And for this album, I got Nick Smolkowski to return to play drums on the album. So he was previously with us. He played on the albums Earth to Earth and Arbors. And then we split ways, for a while. And then we did the album Passage of Gaia. And a lot of time went by. We didn't talk or nothing. And I forget what happened, but after a while I was thinking, we were such good buddies and such good friends. It's stupid, to let a friendship, go down the toilet or anything. So I got in touch with them and we rekindled that friendship and got back together. And it was really, really important to me that whole friendship got mended and that he came and played on another album. And we just had a great fucking time with the whole thing.
That's great. That kind of plays into the theme of the album a little bit as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it totally does. It's so weird. Yeah.
So where did you record the album and with who?
So for this album, we all went on out to upstate New York in Montgomery is the name of the town. And it's just kind of a rural town, I guess, out in the middle of nowhere. And the studio is called Nada Recording Studio. And
is that Nada or not a?
Well, I think it's supposed to be like a play on words or something.
I mean, which way is it spelled?
Nada.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Nada. And I thought that meant like nothing recording studio or something, but I guess it's a play on words. Like it's like when he picks up the phone, he says it's not a recording studio or something.
I just passed by a restaurant called Nada the other day. I was like, well, I guess I can't get anything to eat there.
Right. Yeah. They ain't got nothing.
They ain't got nada.
But yeah, John Naclario, I might be butchering the pronunciation of his last name. We do that all the time. To record this, and yeah, he's worked with some like he did like a lot of the alternative press bands, where it's like a bunch of 19-year-old kids with swooshy haircuts and singing about feelings and stuff. Emo, and like did a lot of those My Chemical Romance records and shit like that.
Nice.
Yeah, totally not stuff I'm into, but when I'm going around listening to mix reels and figuring out who to work with, it's all that's important to me is like how the recordings sound and everything. So,
But did you kind of want to try that though? Somebody who wasn't necessarily working with bands like yourself, and to do something completely different to get that perspective?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I do like working with producers who, are keen on more doing like pop music, really. Because I like my production to sound a certain way, and people who are really good at working with vocalists to get good takes and everything is very important to me.
The production's killer on that record.
Thanks,
it's really clear. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So you did a Kickstarter for the album. What was that experience like?
It was horrible.
I've done a couple myself, so I know.
Have you really? Oh yeah. It's to go about, such a daunting task like that, pretty much completely on your own is quite a task. This is the third one that I've run, and it's really humbling and inspiring, like the amount of support that was received from it. So I was really grateful for like just the Arctic Sleep fan base that's out there, and everybody that shared it on social media and spread the word and everything. My stuff, I rely almost completely on word of mouth from people. And, Arctic Sleep has a really, really good fan base that I consider to be kindred spirits.
Yeah.
And, they were the ones that made that happen.
I remember when the album was getting ready to be released and you were packaging things up to go out, and you posted a picture of like all the stuff. And it was just boxes and boxes of stuff. I'm like, well, it seems like you did pretty well with the Kickstarter then.
Yeah, it was the most successful one that I've had so far. But that's how it works. Each album you put out, should be a little bit better than the last one. And, people share the music and your fan base grows little by little by little. You just have to just not give up.
It's great. Well, one of the things you had in the Kickstarter was a coffee, and I just ordered the albums and the coffee, and I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna brew it tomorrow. So it smells wonderful. So how did that come about? How did that collaboration with the coffee brewers come out?
Eat a spoonful of the beans right now.
Just eat them up.
Yeah. Just eat them. Yeah. You don't got to brew nothing. Just eat them.
They're that good.
Yeah. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Well, how did the collaboration with the coffee brewers come about?
Yes. So the coffee roaster is called Anodyne Coffee Roasters here in Milwaukee. And I was kind of thinking, last time I did like a beer glass and everything, but this time I wanted to do a coffee mug. So that was the idea. And I was like, how cool would it be if I had, something made that people could put in that coffee mug? So I was thinking I would ask around to a couple of local coffee roasters and be like, hey, would you be willing to do like an Arctic Sleep branded coffee roast? And, I promised them that I would buy a certain amount of bags, like at a wholesale price and everything. And, I hit up like a couple of smaller coffee roasters thinking that they'd be more willing to do it, but I never heard back from any of them. So just kind of on a whim, I decided to email the guy from Anodyne, 'cause I'd sold him some microphones one time, so I still had his email. And I was totally expecting them to just not return my email ever or be like, sorry, we don't have time for that or something, But to my surprise, they were totally willing to do it, and they were excited about the idea, and they worked with me throughout the whole thing.
Awesome. How many cups do you drink a day?
Oh, just one or two.
I might drink a few more than that myself.
I would if I could handle it, but if I have more than 2 cups of coffee, man, I fucking tweak. I lose my shit.
What kind of roast is it?
I don't know.
It's coffee.
It's Arctic Sleep roast.
I wasn't really involved, actually. I was so busy with all this other shit going on. I was just like, I don't know, just make something, and I'm sure it'll be good. So I didn't like go in there and do cupping
I didn't
or anything.
Yeah,
Not Juan Valdez in there.
No.
Okay, that's not what I'm asking, George. But
it makes a difference.
The guy
John.
with the donkey, right?
The reason I ask is because I can't drink anything from Starbucks because they over roast and they practically charcoal it to death. Yeah. So I'm a mild roast myself.
They didn't used to, though. That wasn't true about Starbucks when they started.
No, it's become absolute garbage, and so
now it's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a total coffee snob. I have specific regions that I like to get my stuff from, so that's why I was asking. So.
Oh yeah. What's your?
I like a medium or a light roast, and then I make it
what's
strong.
What's your region, man?
I'm a big fan of Papua New Guinea, so I like stuff from there. My better half likes stuff from Ethiopia, so we. Oh,
that's my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to get a lot from that region of the world too. So, yeah, single source if you can. I know it sounds snobby as shit, but it does make a difference.
No, I hear you. I'm with you.
It doesn't say what kind of roast it is on the bag, but it doesn't smell dark to me, John.
It's
cool.
a blend.
Is it a blend? Okay.
It's a blend. Yeah, I told them to kind of just do something similar to their house blend that would be, pretty kind of a crowd pleaser. Nothing too weird.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
Now you're working on a beer as well, aren't you?
Well, I'm not working.
Well,
on
you
it.
know
I
what?
get
But
I get to just sit around and show up when it's done and drink it. But my friend Chris Thompson, who is a brewer at a brewery called Cognition Brewing Company, and that's way up in the UP in
The UPA?
yeah, the UP. Up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I sent him a bunch of the Arctic Sleep coffee, and he's gonna make a coffee porter that's based on one of my homebrew recipes.
Nice.
So that's gonna be done in a little while. I think I'm heading up there like at the beginning of September to go make a night of it.
Is there any way for the rest of the world to get a hold of that stuff, or is this just gonna be for you?
Unfortunately, you'd have to go to Ishpeming, Michigan, most likely, or acquire it in some other illicit means.
Down with a road trip,
Matt.
Yep,
it's on you. Get some growlers and fill them up,
guys. I can do this.
Yeah.
Nice. So while we're on the subject, what is everybody drinking?
It's from 3 Notch. It's called Firefly Nights. It's just kind of a summertime ale. It's only 5%, so just something light tonight.
Mark-san?
I got a beer called Grendel.
It's blurry because of your...
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Put it in
front of your face.
Right here.
There we go.
That's cool.
It's a bourbon barrel-aged stock ale from Miskatonic. It is 10.5%.
Miskatonic. I didn't know there was a Miskatonic brewery. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's in Illinois. It's in Darien, Illinois, so it's local.
Miskatonic being the H.P. Lovecraft thing.
Well, Grendel is like one of my favorite books of all time. Yeah. So I love the story of Grendel and Beowulf.
Beowulf, yeah.
So I picked it up. It's pretty good.
I just want to note that Marcus-san mentioned 2.5 hours ago that he was busting out the brooming horn. So how you feeling, buddy?
I feel great. I'm a champion drinker.
I fucking love your superpower because right now, if I drank what you drank, I would be in the hospital. And you're just like having a normal conversation. I would have already told you my life story, slurring my speech. You're like, hey man, it's all good. This is 10.5%.
Yeah, I had a 9% beer before that. But that just happened after drinking that mead. My wife left for Hawaii, so she's gone for 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh, that's sad. I guess I'll drink alone.
As we do. Mm-hmm. What about you, Matt?
I've got from McKellar Brewing, I've got an Imperial IPA called Wicked Six Bells. It is not 10%, but the way it will affect me, it probably seems like it is.
And not to be rude in front of everybody, but you're all watching me eat a sandwich from Jersey Mike's because it's right on supper time here. So my wife, I don't know if you guys saw me jump when my wife came in. Remember I told you these guys canceling things? I had no idea she was home, man. She's just like, what the fuck?
Change your shorts.
She came with a sandwich, so I'm eating.
Yeah.
I saw your surprise, Jay.
Did you? I really do. I was like,
we all did, Jay.
And I see Keith is pouring something new there. So what do you got?
Oh, tonight I'm drinking Belhaven Scottish Ale.
That's right. You mentioned that.
Jealous.
I'm jealous.
Nice. Sweet Haven.
Especially out of that big mug.
Yeah. Right now I've got my last of the Nightmare Mancuerda. Nice. So Will be happy that I didn't let it sit around for another 6 months. All right. Back to music. So rather, let's talk about art instead. I think you already mentioned it, but just in case, who was it that did the artwork?
So the cover art and all the art on the album jacket was done by Jennifer Weiler, and she also did the cover art for a previous album, Passage of Gaia, and was just really, really great to work with. The art speaks for itself. I mean, her talent's just off the charts. I'm sitting here looking at the original illustration, which I have framed right above my desk here right now, and it looks real. It's crazy that somebody did that with colored pencils and stuff.
The colors, both for this one and Gaia, are intense.
Yeah,
that's very striking.
Yeah, she actually put up a time-lapse video on YouTube of her illustrating it. And it's pretty fascinating. I was mesmerized by that. I watched it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
It was just really cool.
So I'm shocked that that's colored pencils. That's amazing, man. I mean, I just would have thought it was paint or something.
She uses colored pencils and something else too.
That's really something.
Jay, check out her Instagram page. She's got a ton of stuff up there. It's cool.
I will. That's awesome.
Yeah, and she's going to be soon doing some prints of that artwork.
Nice.
A limited run of them. So when she gets those up, I'll be cross promoting them on my page too. So be sure to pick one up and support her stuff, and go like her on Instagram and Facebook and all that. Jennifer Weiler.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we do top 5 metal album covers of the year. It's definitely a contender for that for me.
I would say it's going to be on a couple lists probably.
Yeah.
But there's always somebody that, I'm not going to say who, there's always somebody that's going to shit the bed on that.
It'll be you, George, probably.
Well, I wasn't thinking that, but yeah, anyway. So I read a couple of reviews for the album. One of them was from Toilet of Hell, and they said that this was a less aggressive album than Gaia. Do you agree with that assessment?
Fucking Toilet of Hell. First, they made fun of my Unearthed Elf album cover, and then they go and say something like that. But no, I totally agree with them. It's true. It is less aggressive. Passage of Gaia, there's some anger on Passage of Gaia, a lot of like double bass drum blasting, a lot of angrier sounding riffs on there, here and there anyway. But yeah, I feel like Kindred Spirits has different lyrical themes and different musical themes. And so there's not, I wasn't quite so pissed off on Kindred Spirits. I was more, just bittersweet and, wanted to emote more, feelings of compassion and, being connected with people. And
we could use a lot of that these days. That's for sure.
Yeah. So it sounds weird to say something like that about a heavy album, but I think heavy metal music can be, everything emotionally, from like anger to love to everything in between. It's such a versatile music genre that you can do anything with it.
Well, and the thing is, the content's heavy. Some of the music's really heavy, but the content, the meaning behind it's heavy, and that translates really well.
Absolutely.
Have you gone back and listened to the album now after it's been a while? You've had a chance to digest it, to kind of go back and hear the music with, like Marcus and I was saying, with the actual lyrics, and the content of the album. I'm curious to see if it's the same kind of emotional response still resonates, or if it's different, or if it's heavier, or it's less, or.
Yeah, no, it's the same. It brings everything to the surface. I couldn't listen to it for a while because I was sick of it. Just like during the recording process, you're constantly like listening, like with a critical ear and thinking about the mix and blah, blah, this and that. And so, I always listened to the album like 10 million times. I listened to my demos 10 million times and constantly picking everything apart and analyzing everything. So, some time has to pass before I can finally just sit back and listen to it just as a listener and just kind of enjoy the album as a music listener. I think I'm just now getting to that stage where, if it pops up on my iPod shuffle or whatever, I actually don't skip it and, like, oh, I'm so sick of that song.
I feel like the Arctic Sleep sound is a fairly unique one. What influences combined to inspire this sound?
I've always enjoyed heavy metal music quite a bit, but I don't always want to make, music that is like, really, really angry or scary or anything like that. I wanted to create heavy metal music that was, had the elements of heavy metal, the big drums and the chugging guitars and everything, but also was beautiful at the same time. And that's what I'm going for a lot of the time when I write is I want the music to sound beautiful, but still kick you in the balls at the same time.
Cool.
That is definitely accomplished on the new album.
Right on.
So John and I are really big fans of ambient music, and you have quite a bit of that, especially on the last track. And I was wondering, What inspired you to put that on the album? And are you a big fan of ambient music?
Yeah, I like drone quite a bit, and I like ambient music. I've been listening to ambient music ever since I was a really small kid, actually. Mm-hmm. When I used to have a lot of trouble sleeping, and one of the things my mom would do is get like these new age tapes. This was in like the mid '80s, like these cassette tapes of like this kind of new age. I guess like back then it was like synthesizer drone. Yeah, not Enya, but
Kitaro and David Arkenstone.
I fucking hate Enya, but yeah, it was basically drone music that was done with synthesizer that's supposed to help you relax. Mm-hmm. And I really liked those tapes, and I've been listening to stuff like that ever since. What was the question again?
What inspired you to put the ambient parts on the album? And, are you a big fan of ambient music? Which you answered.
Yeah, there was that. And, I've always had like an element of ambient or drone on almost every Arctic Sleep album, but I try to keep it subdued because I know that's not for everybody, mm-hmm. and will cause a lot of people to tune out. Like on the album Abysmal Lullabies, I opened like the first 8 minutes or so of the album.
And it was at that point that the thunderstorm knocked out my power and ended up canceling the rest of the episode for the evening. Marcus-san happened to be recording on his end when my power went out, and so he sent me his copy of the recording that he made. And it's kind of amusing, but they didn't notice I was gone for like 5 minutes or so. So here's a little bit of what happened after I was knocked out of the call.
8 minutes or so of the album is just drone, and that is probably enough to clear the room, and anybody who's still around is gonna be able to hear the rest of the album. But so on Passage of Gaia, I did not do any drone stuff specifically because I wanted it to just be a straightforward rock album. Mm-hmm. But on the new one, I went with my who cares what anybody thinks attitude and decided to make that last track a drone track. If I'm to be totally honest, it was filler. I had some time left, and I knew that I was sticking to the vinyl format. And I was like, shit, I'm going to have about 10 minutes left. What am I going to do? So that whole song was made in the studio, basically. I was standing outside of the studio, which is located just deep in the woods. It's just surrounded by forest. And I was standing outside just listening to all these crickets, and they're crazy, man. Just crazy fucking loud crickets and katydids and everything. So I ran inside of the studio, and I said to John, I was like, dude, let's take 2 condenser mics, point them in either direction outside, run them outside, and just record this shit for like 15 minutes, and I'll do some stuff over it.
That's awesome. You put some field recordings on the album. That's cool.
Did, yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that too. If you listen to Abysmal Lullabies, it starts out with crickets, but that was a sample, like a royalty-free sample, and this time I was able to do it like the way I'd always wanted to, with actually recording the real insects that were there. And I've just always been fascinated by how they sound. So
yeah.
I do like some field recordings from some of the ambient artists I like, and I kind of enjoy how they can kind of manipulate it and turn it into something completely different than what it originally started out as. But it's the actual recording itself, and not something like you said that you picked up off of some service or some free site or whatever. So
for sure.
And it works really well on the album because, I read about a little bit about the cat and everything, and it's very reflective, contemplative, and then it merges into those purrs at the end.
Yeah.
It worked really well. So love it.
Appreciate that.
Did we lose someone?
Did we lose
I think we
George?
lost George. Yeah.
Oh, weird. And also, pardon my rudeness, guys. I literally just had to get rid of dishes and stuff.
That's fine.
Don't mean to be rude to our guest.
No, I think we actually did lose George.
Yeah. This part will probably be edited out.
I'm thinking so. Also,
hold on one sec. Hold on.
Yeah, hello? Yeah, we lost you.
No, we need to keep this part.
The power went out?
Well, we can't. George is the one who's recording.
I actually record every cast just as backup.
Oh, awesome.
Who's
Marcus,
going to steer this boat
You have to
now?
be the best at everything. God damn it, I love you. You fucking hammered it and you recorded it.
I always have a contingency plan. That's the way I work. So, George is probably worried that he won't get that, but yeah, I should have it unless something happens. But
So now it's 3 days later, and we're going to record the rest of this episode. So, without further ado, here you go. Hello, we're back. Everybody want to reintroduce themselves? I'm George.
That's Jay.
I'm John.
This is Matt.
this is Mark-san.
And we have Keith from Arctic Sleep, who was kind enough to join us again 4 days later, after the power outage that so abruptly ended.
I've been here the whole time.
It's been patiently waiting on the line.
I was wondering what happened.
Where'd everybody go? And yeah, the guys were speculating that I think it was Jay that said, George is probably spitting venom, and you better fucking believe it. I was pissed. Yeah, I'm out in the boonies here, and when it storms badly, the power goes out, and it usually takes a couple hours to come back. And it was out for a good 2 hours. And it's been like thunderstorming every day since. Luckily, it happened earlier in the day today, so hopefully we're good for the next couple of hours. So let's get back into that interview. I still had a few questions left. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Okay, go.
All right, Keith.
I don't remember what we were.
No. I think you guys kind of wrapped up that line of questioning that you were on. You were talking about the drone stuff and the ambient stuff.
Right.
But I also like that you said, all right, Keith, and he thought you meant pick it up where you left off.
All right, Keith,
Like, dude, I don't
perform for me, monkey. Perform.
As I was saying,
Yes. Yeah. So, no, I have a question. So 7 albums in with Arctic Sleep. What keeps you inspired to keep writing?
Boy, I don't know. I think there's a lot of times when, I feel like not doing it anymore, but probably the main drive that keeps me going is, not to sound cliche, but it's mostly the fans. I do get a lot, in the 4 years or so where I wasn't really doing anything there for a little bit, did receive a lot of nice messages from people, hoping for new music and everything. So that's the main thing that inspired me to keep making more albums after every single one.
Right on. Where to go here? Does anybody else have any specific album-related questions before I venture off into other territory?
I ask what's your favorite track on the album, Keith?
Oh man, my personal favorite is the closing track, As Palms Give Way to Pines. Well, it's the second to closing track. Yeah, that song's definitely my favorite on there.
How come?
Man, I don't know.
Because
Boy, I don't know. I think there's something about the melodies in that song and just the contemplative lyrics and everything. And I really like just the big, simple chord progressions. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed like the organ parts that I threw in there and everything.
I like throwing my organ parts in there.
I just think it's a cool sounding track, and that's the one that I usually get stuck in my head the most.
Cool.
Sorry to be totally childish in the middle of your answer, by the way. All right. Anybody else? No? All right. Well,
I can answer stuff that's not related to the music too.
Well, there's some music stuff, but I wanted to talk about perhaps some other projects like Chopping Mall. I know you guys talked about it a little bit, but I wasn't there for that. So, and I don't recall what exactly was said, so we may have some overlap of content here. But tell us a little bit about Chopping Mall. What made you decide to do these tracks?
I don't know what that is.
What?
Chopping Mall. I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? Did I write that down wrong?
Yeah.
Boy, the look on everyone's faces when you said that, Keith, they're like, whoa, something just happened.
Well, the first time he was
Lightning
on,
strikes twice.
when he was on for Unearthed Elf, instead of saying Arctic Sleep, I got mixed up with the Tiamat album Astral Sleep, and I said Astral Sleep and totally got corrected on that one. So I was having flashbacks. I was like, what did I do?
Yeah, the Chopping Mall stuff is just me goofing around, basically. I spend a lot of time. The Arctic Sleep music is very serious and personal and everything. And once in a while, I just need to blow off some steam and make something that's just ridiculous and stupid and awful. And
like
so
shitting in Joel Osteen's mouth?
Yeah, like songs like that. And so I make that stuff just in my basement. I record it all myself, and I put like literally almost no thought whatsoever into it. It's just an opportunity to turn off my brain and have a few laughs.
Yeah. Now I know I do recall that you guys were talking about the Starship one, the We Built This City. And I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents that I really like the Men at Work. Who Can It Be Now? I freaking love that song.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been on this kick lately where I've been just making kind of punky grindcore versions of 80s power ballads and, new wave hits and hair metal songs and stuff. So, it's just me having fun. I'm not going to release it or anything because I don't want to get sued by Gene Simmons. But
of course,
I put it on SoundCloud because let's face it, nobody sees anything that's on SoundCloud.
Uh-oh.
So that's where it is.
And check out the Metalheads Podcast on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.com.
All right.
Can I get back just to shitting in Joel Osteen's mouth? Have you thought about selling that to whoever makes Cards Against Humanity? Because I feel like that is a card right there.
I'm not familiar with what that is.
You don't know Cards Against Humanity?
No, what is that?
It is a game that is like super inappropriate, super hilarious.
Okay.
It's basically you draw cards that have phrases on them, and whoever's turn it is flips over a card of a different color, like they're white cards, whereas in your hand you have like black cards. And the white cards have like a statement that says, this happened to me at the store the other day. And then everybody lays down the card secretly that they think is the funniest response to the white card. And then the person whose turn it was, they shuffle the cards and read them all and pick which one is the funniest. And there's things like, dick fingers and okay. All sorts of bukkake and
sex with a corpse.
Yeah, really inappropriate things that it's just a freaking hilarious game to play. And in fact, I was talking to John and Will the other day at one of the shows, probably Kiss. I want to do a Metalheads Against Humanity episode where
yes,
me and John and Will and maybe TR, possibly Z, sit together in a room, drink beer, and play Cards Against Humanity for 3 hours. Anyway, that was the longest fucking answer ever. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to clarify too that I didn't mean to offend anyone with my SoundCloud comment. So
no, it was funny.
To you guys and all the
owners, unless it's the owners of SoundCloud, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah,
we are very used to being ignored.
Yeah.
To all the bedroom producers and mumble rappers out there, sorry about that.
You're all stars in our eyes.
Yes.
My favorite Cards Against Humanity card is a motherfucking sorcerer.
Yeah.
It like always wins.
Yeah.
I put on my brother-in-law's address sorcerer because I played that card in the game, and it was so fitting.
Nice. Yeah, I would like to do one with all. Maybe we could do one at Decibel next year with all of us. But in the meantime, I'd like to do one with the people that I can get in a room, unless y'all want to fly out here for a game of Cards Against Humanity.
That's cool. It actually started here in Chicago, and I had a friend who knew the people who developed the game. So I actually got a test run of the game before it even came out.
Really?
And got to play it. That was really fun. And then, of course, it exploded everywhere, and it's like one of the biggest games ever. But
yeah.
Except in Keith's world.
Yeah, except in Keith's. Well, he doesn't leave the basement much, so.
There's a lot of things that I'm not familiar with, man.
Well, you should get that game and then make some friends to play it with.
Okay. I'm still rocking like Monopoly over here and stuff.
Classic.
This game has left me like unable to breathe because I've been laughing so hard. And then the next day my stomach hurt because I pulled all the stomach muscles laughing so much. So
I gotta check that out.
It was good. It was good times.
Yeah. It makes sense that Keith doesn't know about it because he is half elf. He's really old school.
Speaking of which, I feel like at some point in recent time, I heard you say that you might be starting to work on some new unearthed elf music. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. I've been kind of just in a state of limbo lately, after all the effort I put into releasing Kindred Spirits, I just really, for lack of a better term, I just really blew my load with that whole thing. And I've just, in just a state of where I just feel kind of drained and not sure which way to go right now, hence me just making Chopping Mall songs right now. Mm-hmm. But I am slowly beginning to write new unearthed elf music.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, it's not going to come out anytime soon, but
no.
I'm getting there.
All right. I had a question that said, have you been keeping up with any recent music? But in talking with you, I know that you have not. You say you really only listen to stuff that's like years old.
Yeah, I'm more likely to like dig back in time when it comes to discovering new music. A lot of the time I'm discovering new old music that I have never heard before. So that's what I spend a lot of my time when I'm, searching for new things to listen to. I'm discovering things that, were released 30 years ago or something. But I still check out new albums once in a while, but
okay. Well, I'll save what you've been listening to for what you've been listening to later on.
Yeah, I do have some stuff I've been listening to that is new though. So I'm not a total curmudgeon.
That's John.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
All right. I have my one final stock question that I ask everybody. This is the deep one, or maybe not. What song or artist had a major impact on your life and why?
Oh man, that would probably, just off the top of my head, it would probably be the Melvins. The Melvins were the first band that I ever saw live in concert. That was back in 1993 at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago when they opened for Primus. Mm-hmm. And when they came on stage, I had never heard anything like that before. That was like just really slow and sludgy, and it was totally different than everything I was listening to at that time. And it just kind of opened up a whole new world for me. Back then I was, maybe like 15 years old or something. Mm-hmm. So I think that band in particular, when I discovered them, just, really opened doors to some other places for me musically.
Cool. Good answer.
Keith, I do have one question. Have you ever been approached to do any voiceover work for cartoons? Because, your voice is sweeter than honeysuckle on the vine.
I've never been approached about it, but it's something that I've been pondering for a long time. I have always actually wanted to get into some kind of voiceover work, and I even went as far as to like making some little demos and stuff, but I never really knew where to go with it. So if anybody out there listening needs some voiceover work for your corporate videos or cartoons or, emergency notification recordings or anything like that. I'm available.
Nice.
That's awesome. I love that you thought about it. It's great.
Well, I actually thought about it myself when going back and listening to the footage from Sunday that, was abbreviated. And I'm listening to his voice going, we need to get him to say something. Like, you're listening to the Metalheads podcast.
Yeah, I can do that for you anytime, man. I have done a few tags for radio stations that have asked me to out there. So I'm always happy to provide things like that.
You could do that right now.
I got a microphone and stuff. So
I mean, seriously, just say it right now.
What should I say?
Say, you're listening to the Metalheads podcast.
You're listening to the Metalheads podcast.
I got a chub, man.
Fantastic.
That was awesome.
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
I don't know how we got deeper.
I know.
Yeah.
I could. How about you're listening to the Metalheads podcast?
It's a little
and
too.
If you don't like it, then go to hell.
I was gonna say I was on a video shoot for where I work today, which we do fairly often, and I feel
Porn.
like we are always talking about voiceover work. So Keith, I'm going to file that away in my brain. You may get a note.
Yeah, do it, man. I'll work cheap.
Right on.
I'm going to have to change all my bass selections in the top 5 to Keith. I don't need a bassist. I'll just use Keith.
Any other questions before we move on to the rest of the episode?
I had one, Keith. Just looking at the work you produce, kind of the range, the contrast between it all. Is there a spot musically or with metal, kind of like a genre wise where your heart lies, or do you find yourself in multiple genres or just floating around?
Yeah, there is. It's funny. I don't really listen to any bands that sound like Arctic Sleep. When people compare Arctic Sleep to other bands, like in reviews or whatever, I've never heard of any of them, and I go and check them out, and I'm like, it's boring. But
who have you been compared to? Or do you not want to say?
Now, whoever I say, they're gonna think that I think that's boring. And
Well, can I say
maybe.
one that? Can I share one that reminded me of when I listened to Arctic Sleep? So, and I hope this doesn't offend you because I fucking love this band, but the most recent album sounds like a heavier version of the band Failure.
Oh no! Why would I be offended by that? Failure's great.
Yeah,
I was thinking you were gonna say like something really embarrassing, like Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
No, I love Failure, but I feel like Arctic Sleep's a little bit heavier, but I could feel some of that spaciness, some of that the melody involved in it.
For sure.
Reminded me.
Yeah, but I don't really listen to like a whole ton of sludge, and I really only listen to a little bit of doom metal and things like that. But my favorite subgenres of heavy metal are probably grindcore and power metal.
Nice.
Two genres that go very well together.
Yeah.
I read on No Clean Singing that they said you sound like Devin Townsend, Anathema, and Alcest.
Wow. That's, there's been multiple reviews that have cited the name Devin Townsend, and I'm just floored by that. I actually never really listened to Devin Townsend until I read that in one of those reviews, and I'll get to it later, but I'm now a humongous fan, and after listening to that, being compared to someone that I consider to be on that high of a level, it's just like I'm not worthy.
No, you might be. You might be.
Do you think, by the way, though, do you think they meant? And I'm just being facetious here, but do you think they meant the band Anathema or the concept, which we are really insulting?
He's very anathema.
To say, wouldn't that be a terrible thing to say? He's
Anathema is actually like my second favorite band of all time. So that makes.
That's right. Yeah, didn't you go to like Europe to see them?
Yeah, I went and saw Anathema in Dublin, Ireland, and also in Belfast in Northern Ireland.
And when did you go see them?
I've traveled to see them in Seattle and Oregon, and I've seen them in Chicago. I'm a huge Anathema fan. Love them.
Keith,
I think they're one of the best bands in the world.
When did you go see them in Europe, Keith?
That was right after Distant Satellites came out. So, yeah, I think like 4 years ago or something.
Is it really that long? Wow. That was
I don't know.
It's definitely a memory pull for me then.
I don't have a good concept of time, so it might not be accurate.
Yeah.
I saw them in London and in Bristol.
Oh, wow.
Back in 2004. 2004 or 5. They opened for Porcupine Tree.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Do it, George.
All right. Let's get into the news. Now, this first one is one that I have added since we started this episode on Sunday, because since then, King Diamond has announced a tour and a new album, The Institute. And some of us on the show have already acquired tickets to said show.
VIP tickets.
VIP motherfucking tickets.
VIP.
Yes. And Jay, tell them what they've won.
Okay. Actually, I'll read it to you. I'll tell you exactly what you want. Give me 2 seconds here. So I've got the list because I've looked at it multiple times. I assume we all got the medium grade lobotomy package. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. So here's what you get. 1 general admission ticket. Fun. VIP early entry into the venue, of course. Exclusive pre-show meet and greet with the king himself. A personal photograph with the king himself. Specifically designed institutionalized scarf. Limited print institutionalized tour poster autographed by King Diamond himself. I'm adding the himself since that's not obvious. Custom King Diamond guitar pick set with custom case. Official institutionalized medical bracelet. Official King Diamond meet and greet laminate. Exclusive King Diamond VIP merchandise item. That's it.
Right on.
But isn't that plenty?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wanted to note, you mentioned it was a general admission ticket, but apparently the show in Baltimore, which is at the Lyric Theater, does not have a general admission section. It is seats right up to the stage. And according to Ticketmaster, I have a ticket front row center, which I have never had for a show before.
Wow.
And for King Diamond, nipples are hard.
and
Diamond hard?
Diamond.
George?
Cutting diamonds, yes.
Yeah.
So, damn. Yeah. Looking forward to
Glass
that.
beware.
And of course, actually, we hadn't mentioned this yet either, but Jay and I also bought tickets for Vakken 2020.
Damn straight. Merciful Fate reunion. So there's King Diamond theme there as well.
So we'll see King
amongst
in
other
November and Fate in July/August.
And even though this is obvious by the institution kind of theme of the thing, this King Diamond tour is supposed to have like a whole new stage set, new props. Sure, obviously he'll be doing some of the new songs. So, this is going to be a barn burner for sure. And he was great last time I saw him. How many of us went to the Abigail tour?
I did.
It was great, right?
Yes, it was.
He's
That was at
such
the
a pro.
Fillmore. So this is going to be a definite step up.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I saw him at the Warfield where I'm seeing him again. He sold the place out. I mean, he's been away for a while, so
yeah,
he's coming back a legend. We all thought he was a legend. Now everybody else is catching on.
Exactly.
So that's good stuff.
So another thing that has been a big anticipatory deal is that the Tool album is actually finally dropping next week, and they have released a song, the title track, Fear Inoculum, to drastically mixed reviews.
Well, amongst the podcast, but I'm kind of siding more now with Marcus on, to be honest with you. The first time I listened to it, I might even had a chip on my shoulder. I don't know. I'm willing to admit that.
Yeah.
Make a record more than once every 15 years or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Tool, but it's different. I think Rose on you. I keep listening to it, and I feel like I find more stuff in the song, and I want to keep listening to it, which is weird because it's long.
Well,
it's like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that says something to me.
I guess
Well,
I need.
Go ahead, Josh.
I guess I need to listen to it more. I had a hard time getting through it once. I just thought it was kind of boring. But
Well, you know what? Even though I just saw what I said about Marcus on, I agree with you too.
Because I don't know, I just felt it was sort of meandering, and I know that there are people that do like it, and I'm a Tool fan that likes Opiate, Undertow, and Enema. And that's pretty much it. Everybody's like, but you gotta love Lateralus. I'm like, it's kind of boring. So that's where my head is.
I do love that one.
That's where my head is.
I love Up. I'm one further than you. I'll go all the way to Lateralus, but the truth is I don't like 10,000 Days. I didn't think that was particularly good. So that was also why I was sort of doubtful about this one. And I'm still on the fan. I mean, I'm skeptical. We'll see. But
still on the fan?
It's going to...
I'm on the... As, who would say that? As Mel Brooks would say. Can't you see this? Yeah. Do you understand what I'm talking about in Blazing Saddles? He doesn't finish his sentences. I'm still on the Fed. But, sir, you're still on the Fed? You'll have to... I don't want to say it because it's actually a bad word, like a racist word.
Right.
I mean, it could be one of those things too, where you have to listen to the whole album, and then that song works.
It's possible
with other songs.
Sure, it's possible. And I'll give it a shot.
It's the first song in the album, mind you, too, though. But I hear what you're saying.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not going to come charging in with something else first. That's the way it starts, and that also doesn't bode too well for it. They're like, we'll just slowly grind this thing to a start for 10 minutes. Far be it from me.
Keith, do you have an opinion
on? I've never been a huge Tool fan, really. I think their drummer is absolutely amazing. But wow, I'm having a fun time just watching everybody's reactions to it because I have no horse in this race really. But Tool fans, I would say, are like so intense. They're like so opinionated. They're like kind of like Dream Theater fans in that way, where they're like always like fighting on the internet with each other and everything. So.
Yep.
That's a good summation, to be honest.
It's true, man.
Yeah, the only difference though is at least Dream Theater fans have something to fight about.
You mean new music?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. This next item is another one that I added that I meant to add before Sunday, but I forgot. I thought it was an interesting little story about Nurgle from Behemoth getting kicked out of a YMCA for wearing a Dark Throne shirt. Can I just say, fuck the YMCA?
What?
Well, let me ask you this. You don't think of it this way and I don't agree with it, but because it's just become this kind of institution of sorts. But do you know what YMCA stands for?
Yeah, the Young Men's Christian and something or other. Yeah, I mean, I get why they did.
I'm not defending them.
No, but just fucking get with the times, people. Come on.
Well, that's the closest I've heard of anybody associating them with Christianity anymore, because you don't see it anywhere in there. I swam at the Y, and there's not a Christian institution.
Don't wear your Dark Throne shirt.
Well, and I know he's worked out at otherwise, because I follow him on Instagram, and he's working out somewhere every morning when he's on tour, and he's even been like, tolerating the Christians for a place to work out. So I feel like this is the first time where it's actually and maybe he wasn't wearing a Dark Throne shirt.
Well, and not to be a dick, but wasn't this in the Midwest or something too, Matt? Or it's
probably
It was either Michigan. Yeah. I couldn't tell on the article. It seemed to indicate he was in Michigan, but then I thought it was Pennsylvania. Okay. Either one, So anyway, just thought that was interesting and kind of annoying. Moving on, Migwa is releasing a new album called Age of Excuse soon. Has anybody seen a release date for that? I didn't see one.
No, just heard the new song. That's it.
Yeah. So, looking forward to that.
Well, didn't they have like some supposed Nazi ties to that band? I can't remember.
That has been a thing, but I like them enough to not judge on that yet.
Further, yeah.
Not until there's indisputable proof.
Sometimes.
I dabble in Nazis sometimes.
Yeah, I'll say it now, but we edited our mid-year episode because Will and I both had a band on there that turned out to be very homophobic. So we had to go back and record some new choices. And Will pointed out to me later that I fucked up because the album that he put in as his replacement, he also mentioned in his honorable mentions. And I didn't edit it out.
He liked it that much.
So it's an Easter egg.
Well, and just to clarify, Migla was like accused of it, but I don't think it was actually proven. I haven't seen anything new about that.
Yeah. There are, just because somebody's accused doesn't mean they did it.
Right.
And I wouldn't defend them in a million years if that were the case, but it just seems like it's popping up for a lot of black metal bands, no matter who they are. I don't know if any of them are true or not, to be honest. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, some very obviously are, but we know who those are.
Yeah. Certainly, as John said, certainly not defending anybody. If that's the case, then fuck them.
But it does make you want to not investigate too deeply along George's line of thinking, which is just like, I heard a rumor. I don't want to read any articles.
Well,
because I felt the same way about Destroyer 666.
Yeah, and I wrote them off, but
I did too. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it comes up so every other freaking day there's somebody, and I'm like, all right, well, I am not just going to stop listening to everybody until you give me some, with the band that we removed from our list, there was lyrical proof of extremely homophobic lyrics. I was like, nope, you're out of there. So I gave them the benefit of doubt when I put them on the list because it's death metal, But after seeing some of the lyrics from their earlier material, I was like, nope. So anyway, moving on, there are 4 albums that will be coming out on October 4th that are of interest. The first one is the new Toxic Holocaust album, Primal Future 2019. It's Joel Grind. I don't know if anybody's a fan of Toxic Holocaust, but
I like that the press release called them a whirlwind of booze, denim jackets, and riffs. I listened to the first track, it's Chemical Warlords, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's like that. It's sort of like Motorhead meets Municipal Waste kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
it made me want to drink a Hams and dress head to toe in denim for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a nod to the 80s, and it's a pretty good nod to the 80s. I don't know how fun they are to listen to necessarily. I mean, that guy's got like the quintessential 80s kind of like early thrash voice, or maybe like roughly DRI voice type thing. But I've seen them live a couple times by accident because they've opened for other people, and they're a lot of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. The next album coming out is from Exhumed, and they're going to release a new album called Horror. And their last album, Death. What the hell was that?
Death. It's that one with the 80s.
Yeah, it's like the movie theater poster. Death something. I honestly, I can't remember the name, but I fucking loved it. Mm-hmm. It was on my list.
It's called Death Revenge.
Death Revenge,
There you go.
Well, I keep looking at the album cover, the new album cover, and I keep trying to figure out what's going on in that. Mm-hmm. I can't decide if it's a chainsaw that's clogged with guts or if it's a chainsaw that's actually powered by guts. and I also, how is the surgeon tearing through a cloud with a chainsaw? I don't know.
Listen to the album and find out.
It's cool because Relapse is offering a creative pre-order for it where they have this Horror Deluxe VCR Slaughter video pack. So you get an LP and a playable VHS and a slipcase. You get a sticker sheet and like a laminated membership card and a shirt. And it comes in a VCR inspired box. So I thought that was pretty creative, actually.
Nice.
That's super cool, dude. And this must be a love of theirs, obviously, because if you look at Death Revenge, that cover has creases as if it were a poster, as if it were an 80s movie poster. And then coolly, I bought the vinyl on it, and it actually came with the poster, which was super cool. So, that's cool that they're kind of keeping with that theme.
Yeah. And the third album coming out on October 4th is very much anticipated by pretty much everybody on this podcast, and that is Gatecreeper, and the album's called Deserted.
Nice.
And based on the first track that is available for streaming, holy shit.
There's a second track out there.
Oh, is there?
The second track's just as good.
I need to hear that.
It's actually, I think it came out before the album was announced, but it's a bonus track, Anxiety.
Oh, right. You mentioned that. Yeah, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Can I point out a little play on words here, too? Because what was the first one called? Sonoran what?
Deprivation, I believe.
And Sonoran is an area in Mexico, but it's also the Sonoran Desert, which is where they're from down there. And so I like to play on the word desert here. Deserted, you know what I mean? Like that's pretty good. That's the desert theme. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that one was on my most anticipated albums for the second half of 2019 on the cast we did recently.
Yes.
And yeah, I expect this to be a contender for best death metal album, but we have a lot of strong contenders this year with Tomb Mold, Crypts, Cerebral Rot, which we'll talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good death metal bands this year.
Indeed.
Or albums.
All right, moving on. I just heard that Mayhem is also going to be releasing a new album called Damon on October 25th. I'm a little more death than black these days, but I'm always going to be paying attention to a new Mayhem album. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Did you guys like the last album? I thought it was a pretty good.
Yeah, it was that esoteric something or esoteric warfare or something like that.
Yeah, Eastern Warfare.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great album.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're excited. We're all excited.
Yay!
Real good. Real good.
So.
Oh yeah, real good.
All around, real good.
So
not Keith. He's asleep over there.
I know. Wake up, Keith. Come on.
He's saving up his energy for these the top 5, I think.
Yeah.
Hey Keith, if you've been in that room for the past like 4 days, do you need to go to the bathroom or anything?
I have been.
Oh.
What do you think? Coffee can?
May I go to the bathroom?
He has a colostomy bag in the shape of a raven. I don't know what you do.
Yeah, you can't see what it's actually like in here.
That's why the lights are off. And thank God we can't smell it. So John Zazula of Megaforce and Metallica, Anthrax fame is releasing a memoir called Heavy Tales on October 29th. Think I'll probably have it to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. I read. We both read Brian Slagle's. You read that, didn't you?
Yep.
And I mean, we should play a game, by the way, sometime in which we name old bands or albums, and the other people have to guess Megaforce, Combat, or Metal Blade. You know what I mean? Like just to see if you can remember.
I loved those labels, particularly Combat, man. I used to buy stuff just based on it being on Combat.
This should be pretty cool. He did a call out on his Facebook page, like anybody who's got old photos of the bands back in the days and of me with the bands and stuff. And I'm sure he's got a bunch of archival stuff himself. And that was back when he started putting this together. So if nothing else, there's a lot of fun stuff to look at in there. But
well, he has an interesting story. It's pretty crazy because he worked on Wall Street, I think, and then
that's what
he suddenly transitions to their music business. So that's really cool. I'm curious to know what he thinks about music all these years and about his life.
Well, and I think it'll be interesting too to hear. I mean, him and Brian Slagle, like one of the reasons they ended up making the amounts of money they did was because they had partial ownership in those very, very successful Metallica records, the early ones. Let alone some of the other stuff, that they did that was successful. Anthrax too, he made a lot of money off of. Mm-hmm. But it'll be interesting to hear a story. I had the good fortune to meet him. You guys may remember a year or two ago. It was at a show here in the Bay Area. I can't remember who it was. I think it was an Exodus show. And he came to the show with his wife. They're both in terrible fucking shape. They can hardly walk.
And that's sad, Jay. And that's the end of the story.
Yeah, that was not a high point to end on. I like it was like dead silence. It's like, and that's it. They'll probably be dead soon. Anyway.
All right, moving on then.
They were lovely, and they both took a photo with me and were very kind to me.
Okay.
Despite
they went well with their canes.
So this last news item is mostly for Will, who is still not here. Will, come home.
Come back. Are you in the Upside Down?
Yeah. Also known as the 69. Anyway, Immolation is working on a new album for release next year. More death metal for Will. Yay!
I could speak from. I love Immolation, actually. Atonement, this is before I met you guys, was my 2017 album of the year. So I have high expectations.
All right. Well, we'll be looking for that on your list next year.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to new releases.
This week's new releases, here they are. Spend your money now.
First new release is the band Cerebral Rot, who was just mentioned, Odious Descent into Decay. This is their first album, and they are a Seattle death metal band. Marcus on, go.
Well, I was floored by this. I didn't know what to expect from it, and I really like this album a lot. I don't. Yeah, it's their first album, so I don't know much about them.
I agree that it's in that same like Tomb Moldy kind of vein of death metal.
When we talk about death metal, I always like bands that put a little extra into it to try to forward that particular genre, and I feel like Cerebral Rot's in that category. And they're a strong contender for me for best death metal album, but also maybe for the list at the end of the year. Really good.
All right.
Absolute confession, I'm downloading it now. That's a pretty good sales pitch, and I haven't listened to it, so we'll see if I agree. And I'm sure I'll be close to agreeing.
Okay. Next up is the new Destruction album, Born to Perish. This is their 16th album. They're, of course, German thrash, part of the Teutonic terrors of the 80s. And to be perfectly honest, though, I've never been a huge Destruction fan. I did give it a listen. I thought it was, it was all right.
Yeah, I agree.
Same.
Yeah.
I was a fan, but I was a fan back when they were fucking good. No, that would be like their first 3 records. They had Sentence of Death, which was their first EP. Is this just clangy, thrashy mess of a great EP. And then they had one called Eternal Devastation, which is a more focused thrash. And then 1 or 2 after that. And then this I don't even know what this is. This is more like, it's more like somebody explained heavy metal to them and they'd never heard it. And they thought, okay, we'll try to do that. And then they just, it's just not.
Well, I would not be surprised if we saw them at Wacken next year.
Yeah, as in they are already on the thing, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
I think so, yeah.
Well, that's why I wouldn't be surprised.
Already on it. I thought it was fine. I didn't hate it or anything like that, but I'm not a huge thrash fan to begin with, and I already got the best thrash album this year in Critical Defiance. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be hard to compare anything to that for me.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely see them at Wacken if I can, because I've never seen them, and, bucket list kind of thing, so.
Absolutely.
All right.
And they don't ever come here, so it's going to have to be over there. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, they don't come here.
I'm still crossing my fingers for Running Wild, but I think I pulled the trigger a year too early. I think that'll be next year for Running Wild.
My fingers are still crossed, George.
But if I'm not mistaken, Sodom is playing, and they're doing a whole album.
Yeah, Agent Orange.
Agent Orange. That's pretty crazy, dude, actually, because they don't ever come here, literally.
Yeah, I want to see that. All right, next up we have Devourment, Obscene Majesty, 6th album of Dallas brutal death metal. I've been hearing some things around the podcast about this one.
I think it's lovely.
It's lovely.
Oh, yeah. Holy fuck. This album's heavier than Thor's hammer. This thing is so fucking heavy. It's great. I really like it.
All right. Well, next up is one that I like a lot, and that is the new Lord Gore album, Scalpels for Blind Surgeons. This is their 3rd album. It's their first album in 15 years. They're a Portland, Oregon death grind band. Keith, grind. I said the magic word there, right? You can check that out.
Yeah.
It's I like it. It's pretty cool.
The magic word is please, George. Hello.
Oh, I thought it was grind.
Did you grow up in a barn?
I thought it was abracadabra.
Yeah, did you grow up in an abattoir?
I thought it was beer.
Oh, okay.
That's the new magic word.
This album's good, I thought. The music's pretty varied. I feel like the vocals sound like somebody continually choking on a mouthful of blood in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way, of course.
It's really solid album. I'm definitely going to revisit it because I feel like there's a lot going on in it.
And I think they just reissued the first 2 albums as like a combined like mega album on Bandcamp, which I'm toying with purchasing. Because I was waiting for this to officially come out. We had the promo, and I was like, I want the flak. And so while I was waiting, I checked out the earlier stuff, and I said, this is pretty good too for being 15 years old. So
you sounded like that Aflac duck.
Aflac. All right. Next up is a band called Sacrilege. They're an old UK new wave of British heavy metal band releasing their 7th album, The Court of the Insane. I know the band by name, but I'd never listened to them before this.
Me neither, but you gotta love those new wave of British heavy metal titles. The Court of the Insane. You could have guessed that was the album or whatever it is. Before you even told us that. It's called The Court of the Insane. Oh,
and I gave it a listen. I thought it was pretty good, actually.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not like album of the year, and it's perhaps not that contemporary, but it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I liked it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure when I first started spinning this thing, but the album grew on me. Mm-hmm. The lyrics are terrible, but the music is really fun, and there's some blistering solos on that thing. So I don't know. It's fun. So I like nice, fun albums sometimes, especially in the summer.
Yes. And our last new release, the new album from Sorcery, Necessary Excess of Violence. This is the 4th album from a Swedish death metal band. I was cranking this one a lot today. Me likey. It's good stuff.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
Catchy death.
It reminded me a little bit of Entombed, which is not surprising given it's Swedish. Like some of the vocals were just sort of like LG Petrovish. So, anywho. All right. Let's have some fun.
Oh, this is going to be brutal.
Let's wake up Keith.
So I asked Keith what he wanted to do for a top 5 list. And then he told me, and then I fucking butchered it and made it into something, an abomination. So what he wanted was a made up supergroup lineup of living musicians. And I said, okay, we'll do 5 of those. And pretty much
you're responsible for this then.
Yeah, he came up with the idea. I'm the one that misconstrued it and said, well, we need to do 5 of them then. So everybody has to do 5 supergroup made up bands instead of just 1. And then we're going to do an honorable mention zombie band made up entirely of people who are no longer with us.
Which actually could have just been our number 1, because that's my best band.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah. Because not all the good guys are dead, but a lot of good guys are dead.
Was the zombie band supposed to be an addition to 5? So it's for 6 total?
Yes.
Oh crap! I thought it was a total of 5. So I'm sure I'm gonna come up with one right now.
I still can't get it right.
Well,
I did not explain it very well.
So. No. It was. Well, in any case, you got a lot of time, Keith, because it's going to take a while to get through these. So
okay.
But you're up first.
Well,
no, he is. But then he's got 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Come back around again.
Yeah. So, and we're also not a requirement, but an option was to name said band.
So who named all of theirs? Did everybody?
I named all of mine.
I did.
Same.
Of course, you have to.
That was the best part.
Yeah.
My names are really stupid though.
Mine are too. Very stupid, in fact.
Mine are all called Shopping Mall.
So do we want to start with Keith, or do we want to make him last like we did last time so that he can work on something?
I feel like he should start because it was his idea.
Fair enough. Screw him. He's going to start.
Okay. I was going to suggest I go last, but all right.
Well, no, you can go last then.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So here's my first fantasy supergroup that I made up. So I've got Barney Greenway from Napalm Death on vocals.
Cool.
Ryan Waste from Municipal Waste on guitar. Jeff Walker from Carcass on bass.
Nice.
And Igor Cavalera from Sepultura on drums.
Damn.
The genre, I guess, would be like a really thrashy grind sort of thing, and the band is called Magical Canyon of Wolf Blood Reservoir.
Wow. That's like a Marcusson kind of name.
Sounds like a great beer.
Sounds very sustainable.
All right, man.
Wow. That's cool. I'm trying to picture that now. That's the thing with these bands. You want to kind of picture what would it sound like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The gauntlet has been thrown down, Marcusson.
Okay, so I did for my, I guess, number 5, a heavy progressive death metal band. On drums, Keith mentioned him already, Danny Carey from Tool. On bass, I have Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wow.
On guitar, Trey Azektoth from Morbid Angel. Also on guitar, Bill Steer from Carcass.
Nice.
And on vocals and guitar, Mikhail Ackerfeld from Opeth.
Dude, well done.
Nice.
Truly, because Trey is such a weird and creative guitar player, and so is, I mean, like really, like I would say those, you named 2 of the standout guys who don't really fit in kind of a weird thrashy mold. They're more, I don't even know what those guys are doing. They both do weird shit, you know?
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And Danny Carey is really creative on Tool, so it's going to be a really interesting, progressive, but heavy band. It should be very heavy too.
Good call. Well, I look forward to their album.
Oh, and their name? Collapsing Spine.
Cool.
Nice. All right, Matt.
My number 5. George, this is for you. It is the members of the band Pelican. But with a singer. And because I'm so high on body count right now, that singer is Ice-T.
Oh, wow.
And This band is called Pelicant. That's Pelican with a T, and that T is ice.
Oh, bravo,
Yes.
Matt.
And that would be called post hip hop. Is the genre.
All right. John.
This is really weird, Matt, because my number 5
You're never going to believe that this happened.
Yeah. Wow.
This one time.
Ice-T too. Wow. None of my bands make any sense whatsoever. If there was one that would, it'd be this one. I told George he said we had to come up with like 8,000 band members for this.
Huh?
I was like, well, I'm just going to make them all 3 pieces to make it easy for myself. And I didn't do that, but I have one. It's my insane instrumental progressive fusion metal band. On drums, Virgil Donati. You guys have heard me talk about him, but you probably don't know who he is. He's played with a ton of my bands that I listen to. On bass, Sean Malone from Cynic. And on guitar, John Petrucci from Dream Theater. They are called Technical Absurdity.
All right.
Beautiful.
Nice, John.
NJ.
So I went a little more classic with mine, mostly just because there are musicians. Whatever. I admire a lot of musicians, but it was hard for me to put together a death or a thrash band or something. But now that I hear Marcus songs especially, I feel like I might have dropped the ball on that because that was well done.
Thank you.
My number 5 is Richie Blackmore on guitar, obviously. Steve Harris on bass. Ian Pace from Deep Purple on drums. And brace yourself, Eric Adams of Manowar on lead vocals.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did not consider that.
One of the great metal singers of all time. And granted, he got caught in a sea of cheese or whatever, but the name of this band is Men of War. Especially since Richie's such a dick and fights with everybody.
Yeah. That he is.
All right. My number 5 is a proggish metal band. And on drums, Hannes Grossman. On bass,
Good choice.
Steve DiGiorgio.
Good choice.
On guitars, Devin Townsend and Michael Ackerfeld.
Ooh.
Right on.
And on vocals, John Arch.
Wow.
Boy, it's hard for me not to get John Arch in one of mine. What's the name of this band, George?
Prog Nibbles.
Prog nipples?
Prog Nipples.
Yeah.
It's a Devin joke.
We've all got them.
Yeah.
George is all about the nipples tonight. He's got diamond nipples. He's got prog nipples. Nipple blades.
I'm a Nipples fan.
Not just tonight, Marcuson.
Put away your glassware.
Yep. All right, we are back to Keith. Are you ready?
All right, yeah, here's my next fantasy supergroup. Okay, so this one is going to have on lead vocals Messiah Marcolin from Candlemass.
Keep talking.
Nice.
On guitar, I'm going to have one of my personal guitar heroes, King Buzzo from the Melvins.
Yeah.
On drums, Donald Tardy from Obituary.
Yes.
On bass, then, will be myself, Keith D from Arctic Sleep, because
Just
I want
your
to
voice.
That's
I
fair.
want to play in that. I want to play in that band, and
Dude.
I guess the genre would be like kind of like a really heavy traditional doom metal, and the band would be called Cerebral Vortex of Poisonous Mold.
Nice.
All right. Marcus,
I'm trying to picture the name of the
Yeah.
band. What it's actually like. Okay. All right. I'm not sure actually what this band would be, but on the rhythm section, I've got Dave Grohl from Nirvana, Geddy Lee from Rush. On guitar, Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. On lead guitar, John Petrucci from Dream Theater. And then my vocalist is Nick Van Giersbergen from The Gathering. And I call this band Blood Moan.
I'd pay damn good money to see that.
MOAM.
Doesn't that sound awesome? I want to see Petrucci and Morello I just think that would be cool because Morello, he always does guitars by himself. But what if somebody else came in and did leads? It's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would sound like, but I want to know it.
I went that route on one of mine too. I put some people with people who've never been with another guitar player. It's I like that call.
Yeah, Blood Moan.
All right.
Full Blood Moon. All right, my number 4. I have 2 vocalists. The first is Mike Patton. The second is Devin Townsend. He is also playing guitar on some songs We haven't figured out which. Next on guitar would be Steve Vai. And yes, This is from my childhood, right? Reuniting the Sex and Religion lineup. Also on guitar, Bill Steer of Carcass.
Yes.
On bass, Les Claypool. And on drums, Dave Lombardo. The name of this band is Mike Patton's Strapping Young Lad, AD.
I think that would sound really cool.
It'd be all over the place, like insane.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh.
All right. So my number 4 band, I'm going to kind of do it reverse and give the name sort of early on, and you'll see why. This is a retirement rock band. The only criteria for this band is everybody has to be at least 65 years old. Right. So
I hope the name is geriatric.
Well, it is now.
Jay will appreciate the way I start this. On vocals, but in his prime, Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull.
Ooh.
Okay. And can I just say that we were all choosing people in their prime? Can we agree on that? Yeah.
Well, in his case, yes.
Yeah.
On bass guitar, formerly of Van Halen, Michael Anthony.
Oh shit.
Cool. He needs a nod. I like that.
On guitar from the 80s era of Yes, Trevor Rabin. And on drums from Rush, Neil Peart. The band's name is Anderson, Anthony, Rabin, and Peart, or short for AARP.
Oh, nice, dude. And also,
Well done.
And I happen to know
That's
also
awesome.
a nice play on the many Yes projects, one of which was Anderson, Burford, Wakeman, and House. So they were into the last name. So well done, John.
Yes.
EARP.
None of mine are that creative. Jay.
Mine is I want to do at least one power trio, if you will. And this band consists of Neil Peart on drums. Probably going to hear his name a lot, I guess. Glenn Hughes on bass and vocals. Glenn Hughes has an amazing voice, and he's actually a great bass player. And then throwing the weirdness in the mix, Brent Hines on guitar. And I call this band One Hit Wonder because they'd last about a week before they killed each other. I'm sure of it. With the mild exception of Neil Peart. I mean, Neil's, I think, pretty low key, but those other two got egos a mile wide. So it would not last. But they put out one great record, and that'd be the end of it.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah. I'm just trying to reflect on these bands, what they would sound like.
Well, Brent does a lot of weird, soupy shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's a really weird guitar player, and I think it'd be fun to see him out there by himself, so to speak. It's not another guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Georgie boy.
My number 4 probably should have been my number 5. Now that I'm looking at it, I actually like probably my number 5 band better than my number 4 band. But be that as it may, this is my pseudo Viking folk band. And we've got on guitars, Johnny Headland from Unleashed, Stefan Weinerhall from Falconer. On bass, ICS Vortex from Every Band Ever, but particularly Dimmu and Borknagar. On drums, a guy named Misha from Adorned Brood, a German Viking metal band that I fucking love, and they really need to put out a new album. So if you're listening, which you better be, put out a new damn album. And on vocals, the mighty, roaring Viking himself, Johan Hegg of Amon Amarth.
Nice.
Who was the Falconer guy?
Stefan Weiner. They broke
Oh,
up.
George.
They broke up.
They're just gone.
Yeah. Didn't they do a farewell tour thing at Prog Power or something, John?
Yes, they did. I watched 3 songs, and then I went and did something else.
God damn it. All right, so I wasn't sure what to call this band, so I asked my friend Z because she's a big Amon Amarth fan, or at least she was, and so she gave me the wonderful The Vagina Valkyries. All right, back to Keith for number 3.
All right, my number 3 fantasy supergroup. I'm going to combine my love of 80s hair metal and my love of prog. So on this one, on vocals, I'm going to have Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
Nice.
A fine singer, by the way. A very good.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best of that whole genre. And on guitar, I'm going to have Nuno Betancourt from Extreme.
Yes. Finally, somebody recognizes he can play.
Oh, I know he can play.
He's one of my favorite guitar players.
Oh, yeah.
And on bass, here's another mention for Geddy Lee from Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to round things out on drums with Mike Portnoy from the original Dream Theater lineup. So yeah, progressive hair metal is what I'm calling it, and they're going to be called Astro Blaster.
Nice. Can I just say, I don't know how Geddy's going to have time for all of this, but fine. I mean,
I feel like
he is looking for a job, to be fair.
Yeah. I feel like he's on something because there's a huge nostalgia run and everything these days. So why not bring back hair metal, but make it a little bit more than it was?
Yeah.
I like that. All right, I guess it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a death metal band that I created with my friend Nate Madden of Immortal Bird. So I met him like a few weeks ago, and we've been drinking like every week. And so I'm like, listen, I have this cast. We're doing these fantasy bands. Do you want to create one with me? And he's like, absolutely, I want to do that. So we were hammered, and we created this little death metal band. So on drums, we've got Derek One Take Roddy from Malevolent Creation, Hate Eternal, and Nile. On bass, Les Claypool from Primus. On rhythm guitar, Carl Sanders from Nile.
Nice.
On lead guitar, Yngwie Malmsteen.
Okay.
Vocals, Frank Mullen, formerly of Suffocation. And we call this Body Slicer.
Nice.
You guys were definitely drunk.
You want to listen?
Yeah, anyone who knows anything about that band knows that it's Yngwie Malmsteen's Body Slicer.
All right, Matt.
Right on, my number 3, vocals and guitar, Tom G. Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Backup vocals and guitar, Nurgle.
Cool.
More guitar, Tony Iommi. On bass is Jeff Walker, and on drums is Nick Barker. And this band is called Hellhammered.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I was just realizing that I don't have Tony Iommi anywhere on this list. Fail.
Warrior, glad he showed up.
Yeah. I thought he's not on mine either, George, but I reached into Black Sabbath in a couple places, but
John.
So when I say this, I mean this in all honesty and sincerity. You're going to have a hard time believing this, but I matched somebody on a band.
Not you.
So on drums, Hannes Grossman. On bass, Steve DiGiorgio. On second guitar, Paul Mastival from Cynic, also played on the album Human for Death. And on guitar and vocals, Devin Townsend. We have just Devin Townsend Band, Devin Townsend Project. This is going to be Devin Townsend and Friends.
All right.
Human is my favorite album, by the way.
So is mine.
Well, that's good. We mentioned this every once in a while. What's everybody's favorite Death album? And I always answer different. I've decided mine is Symbolic.
That's been mine for a while, but I've been thinking about changing that up.
It goes back and forth. Yeah. All right, I'm sticking with... Go ahead. No, play.
I was going to say, my last time I was really going between Spiritual Healing and Infinite Thought Patterns.
Actually, last time, I think George and I both chose Scream Bloody Gore, but that's how all over the map we get on this.
I like how we just have different choices. Yeah. Although John and I are correct.
Just to be clear.
You are correct.
No, I'm not correct. I mean, if that wasn't their best album, it would be.
Great answers all around.
I'm sticking with the old guys because it's something I do, and these are musicians I all love dearly. But I'm going to build it up from the bottom. I think John will appreciate this. Martin Lopez on drums. It's really one of my favorite drummers, and
yes,
I would just like to see him doing something different and more than what he's doing now. But let's put Geddy Lee on top of him playing bass.
Jesus, how many bands is that guy in?
All the bands.
All of them, I think. And then we're going to get weird because now we're looking at two guys who are used to playing alone, but both used to play the same band years ago, Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck. And they both played in the Yardbirds at different times. And finally, I have fronting this band, maybe playing a little guitar, but singing a personal love of mine. Everybody should appreciate this person as much as I do. Magnus Palander from Witchcraft is an amazing singer. He would fit right in with these guys and their approach to things. And the name of the band is the Dead Birds.
Very nice.
Yardbirds / lead.
I like that one.
Nice.
All right.
And I'm not sure who plays lead, but I guess it'd be Jeff Beck.
Probably. All right. My number 3 is my death metal band. On guitars, we have James Murphy and Trey Azagoth, who I've never said his name right, and I'm not going to start now.
I don't think I did either.
It's Azagoth.
Oh, I think that's it. I think you got it, actually. Aziktoth.
No, I thought it was, I don't know.
Aziktoth? I think it's Aziktoth.
Really? Did I leave a T out of there?
There's a T in there, but that's what makes it weird, George.
Okay. Well, anyway. On bass, Shane Embry of Napalm Death, among other things. Many other things. On drums, Nick Barker, the man, the legend. And on vocals, Corpse Grinder.
It's nice that can you go over the list again real quick, George? Oh no, the Napalm Death. A couple people have represented Napalm Death here. Nicely done, people.
And the band name is Death Becomes Us.
Nice.
Lovely.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, back to Keith for number 2.
Number 2, Fantasy Supergroup. I'm going to get weird on this one. So on drums, I'm going to have Vijesh, who is the newest drummer for Wormrot.
Nice.
On guitar, I'm going to have Kuzuha from Self Deconstruction. She's a really good guitar player, and also check that band out because they are amazing. And on bass, I'm going to have Kanako, who is the bass player from Flagidius Idiosyncrasy in the Dilapidation. So you got 2 Japanese grindcore bands represented there. And then on vocals, the Curator from Portal.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Wow.
And
that's interesting.
yeah, so I've got Eastern grindcore represented, and then the Curator from Portal on vocals, and he's going to have the clock head. I want the Curator from when he had that cuckoo clock on his head, because I really like that.
I can't wait to hear the name of this band.
So the genre is obviously going to be like really noisy grindcore, and the band is going to be called Bucket Full of Smashed Crabs.
Well, I would like to hear that, and I'm definitely going to check out those grindcore bands you mentioned, because I don't know them.
Oh, they're good.
I'll check it out. All right, Marcus on.
All right, my number 2. So on drums, it's been mentioned. He's going to be busy. He's going to have severe arthritis. Neil Peart from Rush. On bass, Steve Harris of Iron Maiden. On guitar and vocals, this is where I'm putting in Tom G. Warrior, Celtic Frost, and Tripicon. On lead guitar, Jim Theos from Fate's Warning.
Nice.
And vocalist is going to be Maynard James Keenan.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And I call this band Unspecified Damage.
All right. Some of these could actually be real good names. I correct myself. They're all really good names. But
I'm going to save some of these for comics. I might use them for comic names.
Yes.
The next comic book I write. So
that heavy metal comic book you're working on?
yeah, I have a comic we're doing now called By the Horns, which is also a really good name.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Are we going to be characters?
I didn't think about that, but I haven't gotten that far because we're doing like the pitch for it. But we did a map of the world, and all of the places on the map are named after metal bands.
It's funny because, sorry to completely derail you and go on a tangent here, but when I was a young lad, I was very much into Dungeons and Dragons, go figure. And I really liked making maps, drawing dungeon maps. And I drew this, my dad got this like giant roll of like graph paper. And I laid it out on a table and I made this giant world map. And I was old enough that I was into metal by this point as well. And everything is like Aussie Town. And, it's all either metal or Lord of the Rings or
Aussie Town.
Yeah, there was literally something called Aussie Town. But what's funny is that I remember doing this, a million years ago and no idea what became of it. And my brother's fiance recently uncovered this thing and framed it.
Oh, shit.
Because she thought it was so cool. And I was like, oh, that's so terrible.
I love Dungeons and Dragons when I was little. I would do those puzzles that they would have, and I would laminate them and put them up as posters. Mm-hmm. But this book's going to be, it's like a cross between Final Fantasy and The Last Unicorn. So if you can imagine that. Well, Keith, I write comics, so you probably didn't realize that, but
I checked them out actually.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Yeah. Thank you. Cool.
All right. Are we on to Matt now?
Sweet. My number 2, kind of a death thrash hybrid tribute. On vocals, Corpse Grinder. On bass. So bass and vocals, Tom Araya. Guitar, Alex Skolnick. Other guitar, Scott Ian. An additional bass, Dose Basses, Steve DiGiorgio. And on drums, Gene Hoagland. Mm-hmm. This band is called Murder in the Last Row.
Awesome.
Kudos for having a 2-bass band too.
But why not the front row?
Double bass.
As you bang your head against the stage.
Has anybody seen that yet?
No,
but it is getting ready to play in Oakland again at a place, and I intended to buy tickets, so I hope to see it soon.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's and it's actually listed as a playing time of 3 hours, so I'm hoping a bunch of the musicians are going to be there because it's like at a bar. Yeah,
sweet.
Oh, that's cool. Right. That's a good one, Matt.
Thank you.
My number 2 is a super jam session hard rock and metal band, and this is literally just a potluck of musicians. You could throw darts and come up with this band. So on drums, Bobby Jarzombek from Fates Warning and Sebastian Bach. I originally had slated Geddy Lee in, but apparently I had to kick him out of the band already because too many people have him playing. Which is not true. Actually, he wasn't selected. But my bass is Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. I have 2 guitarists, Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains, to be completely contrasted by Joe Satriani. And on vocals, Rob Halford. This band is called Irrational Coalition.
Nice.
Wow, I really like that Jerry Cantrell because he's the lead songwriter for Alice in Chains. So that's interesting. Nice pull. I'm a big 90s rock guy, so very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jay.
My number 2, and I'm most excited about my number 1 and my Dead Guys, but this one I'm into too. It's the last before the best. Playing drums, Nico McBrain, wonderful drummer.
Yes.
Playing bass on top of him, John Paul Jones. Singing, Ian Gillan, and playing guitar, Michael Schenker. The name of this band is Black Knight, after the Deep Purple song.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That works.
Indeed. No more comments on that. I can't wait for the other ones.
And Jay, that's probably the closest band that could actually happen.
No, that sounds like that band already existed, actually.
I know, and a lot of mine are like that, to be honest with you. I sort of felt like, well, wait, he was in Deep Purple, and then he was in Rainbow. Okay, fine. So it is what it is. Some of them only passed on the night, though, so.
Yes. All right, my number 2 is my black metal band. On guitars, we have Samoth from Emperor, Ivar from Enslaved.
Nice.
On bass, we have Necro Butcher from Mayhem. On drums, Frost from Satyricon. And on vocals, the legendary man himself from the north, Joel Violetta. And the name of this band is Woohoo, I'm in a burning black forest.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
All right.
And you have to say it like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, the joke is
there'll be exclamation points in there.
Joel is a friend of from Throssenblatt, is a friend of the podcast, and in one of his previous appearances here, somebody, I don't even know who, came up with the phrase "Woohoo! I'm in the forest."
It reminds me of Godspeed You Black Emperor. Where
How about that? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He did, George. Actually, Joel came up with that.
All right.
Yeah, remember he's like, I'm walking through the forest. Fuck yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And so that's sort of been a recurring thing to say on the podcast, and I just sort of tweaked that a little. So, all right, Keith, back to you for number 1.
Okay, so here we go. So this is the one that I made up just now. And I apologize in advance that it's a little bit crass. So
we like that.
So on drums, I've got Steven Adler from the original Guns N' Roses lineup.
Yes.
Okay. And you know how you were saying it's everybody at their prime? I want this to be everybody at their not prime.
Steven Adler now.
Like at their worst. Okay. And then on bass, I've also got Michael Anthony from Van Halen, but he has to be really drunk. And then on guitar and vocals to round out this power trio, I'm gonna have Lil Wayne. Yeah.
I was waiting for him.
And I assume he doesn't know how to play the guitar, which makes it even better.
Exactly. And
Exactly.
I don't know, just use your imagination to think of what that would sound like, I guess, and the band would be called Trainwreck.
Oh. I don't know, Yngwie could have probably squeezed in there too.
Oh.
All right. Marcus on.
Right. This is my number 1. I think this is probably my favorite one. I thought my zombie group was going to be my favorite, but this one, I think it's my favorite. So this is an epic doom metal band. And on drums, he's made an appearance before. One of John's favorites, Hannes Grossman.
Yes.
Hate Eternal, currently. On bass, Leif Idling from Candlemass.
Nice.
Happens to serve as the main songwriter in that band. On guitar and keyboards, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Jarno Saloma from Shape of Despair.
Cool.
On lead guitar, Gregor McIntosh from Paradise Lost.
Nice.
And I have 3 more in this thing. On vocals, this is one of my favorite things, PJ Harvey.
Wow.
On violin, Hilary Hahn, who is a world-renowned violinist, and she also wrote the score for M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, which was for an Oscar. And then I'm going to have a guest vocalist on the first album, Patrick Walker from Warning.
Oh, wow.
I like that he's just a guest vocalist. That's awesome.
Get all out of this one, man.
All right.
I love Peach. She would be amazing in a doom metal band. Her
Just
voice.
so this band has a name.
Oh, the name of the band is Narrow is the Night.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Jazz.
Top that,
I
Matt.
think that would actually be good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I think it would just be kick ass.
Yeah, my number 1 was fucked, but that was really good. All right. My number 1 on vocals, King Diamond. Backing vocals and guitar, Isan. Also on guitar, Trey from Morbid Angel.
What was that last name again?
Last name. Trey from Morbid Angel. Trey was like,
He's a goth.
On bass, Kittle from Enslaved, and probably doing some backing vocals. On drums, Frost. And on keyboard, Alexei Munter, formerly of Swallow the Sun.
Nice.
Cool.
It's only been 1 episode since we heard him, Matt.
That's true.
I forgot if they had a name or not.
True.
We got a name.
Yeah.
Oh, the name is Deaf Hell.
Death Hell.
Yep.
Matt, you got great names.
Thank you.
You got great names.
Johnny Boy.
Dude, you guys know the movie Boogie Nights, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's such an emphasis in that in movies. And remember when they come up with Brock Landers and the other guy and Chess Rockwell?
Yeah.
Chess
He goes,
Rockwell.
"You guys got names?" Yeah, it's his name's Brock Landers and his partner is Chess Rockwell. And Burt Reynolds just looks at him and goes, "Those are great names." I just love how he says it.
All right, so for my number one, I just basically decided to go with my favorite musicians, people I like the most. So I do have a repeat on here. On drums, Neil Peart. On bass, John Myung from Dream Theater. Keyboards, Derek Sherinian, formerly of Dream Theater, Planet X, Kiss, Alice Cooper, a million bands. On guitar and some vocals, because he's good, but he's not as good as my vocalist, Michael Ackerfeld. And on vocals, the angelic voice of Annika van Giersbergen. And
That would sound amazing.
Yeah. Anything she sings on sounds amazing.
That's why she's in one of my bands too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And-
I'm glad somebody else chose her. Thanks,
And
John.
yes. And the band's name is Oral Ecstasy. It's AURAL for all of you who thought it was
Not for mine.
OR.
Deep.
Hey, John, what do you think of the band Ver that she's in now?
It's good.
Have you listened to that much?
Yeah, I liked them.
Yeah, me too.
They I'd like to see what they do with their next album, but
I agree.
they're cool. Yeah. We saw them, didn't we, George?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we saw them at Prog Power. They were cool.
Oh, cool.
Okay, it's me, and I did a Doom band as well. Feel kind of proud of this one. Nobody else started here, so they should have considered it. Bill Ward on drums. Mm-hmm. Now dig this. Dylan Desmond from Blair Witch on bass. Guy does some weird shit on fucking bass, man.
Nice.
And or Bell Witch, excuse me.
I was going to say Blair Witch. I don't know that band.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Bell Witch, excuse me. Dylan Desmond from Bell Witch on bass. On guitar, Mike Scheit from Yob.
Oh.
Now dig this. Let's cap the whole thing off on top with vocals by King Diamond.
What?
Wow.
In a Doom
Cool.
band.
Fuck yeah.
Huh.
Wouldn't that shit be fucking brilliant? And think of Mike's big, broad, those big chords he uses, and King doing something operatic on top of that. But wait for the kicker. The name of the band is King Doomond.
I literally was just going to say this band is
Well
called
done.
what? King Doom? Fuck yeah.
Well done.
Nice.
All right. My number one, it's kind of a thrashy, I guess. It's mostly thrash. And this is the one that I, based on a recent article, decided that this band wasn't going to get along very well. On guitars.
I know where this is going.
Is one of them Nazis, George? Is that
No,
what happened?
No.
On guitars, we have both Dave Mustaine and James Hetfield, but that is not why they don't get along. On bass, we have Tom Araya. On drums, we have Gene Hoglan. And on vocals, who do we have, John?
Tom G. Warrior.
Tom G. Warrior, a.k.a. Thomas Gabriel Fisher, who just
They
this
butchered
past
it.
week was saying how much he hated Metallica's playing his song and how much he hated James Hetfield because he hunts bear. So
Oh, I didn't read the Hetfield thing, but I also agree with them about the song thing. They do that every show because you don't see those in Blabbermouth. I hate those little things they do.
yeah.
Or they cover somebody's local. person.
And the name for this band is Slatalic Death Frost.
Nice.
Lovely.
And your nickname now is the Instigator.
All right, let's move back to Keith for the zombie band. This is people that are
Yes.
dead.
It's time for the zombie band. Yeah, we are going to resurrect the dead here. So my zombie supergroup, I'm really stoked about this one. I think this would actually sound really good. So on drums, of course, John Bonham from Led Zeppelin
Ding, ding, ding.
would be my zombie drummer. On bass and vocals, bass and like half of the vocals, I guess, would be Peter Steele from Typo
Yes.
Negative.
Wow.
Okay.
Good choice.
On lead vocals, so they're doing kind of a like a male-female vocal trade-off, I would have Aaliyah Starbridge from Trees of Eternity.
It's funny. I was just thinking about her.
Awesome.
Can you imagine her and Peter Steele singing together?
That would be it.
That's such a great album. Cool. That would be really cool.
It would blow my mind. And
they would complement each other perfectly.
Yeah. And for a guitar player, I had kind of a hard time thinking of any. So I decided that to be in this band, I would commit suicide and then resurrect myself to play guitar in it.
That's legit.
That's dedication.
So then you'd have Keith D on guitar. So
you'd fit right in with that band for sure.
I think it would sound really good. Don't be concerned, anybody. I'm okay.
Okay.
It's just a joke. So
unless you're a necromancer.
I guess it would be kind of like a goth doom sort of deal, and the name of the band would be called Haunted Volcano.
Oh,
nice.
Sweet.
That's cool.
Nice. That's really good. All right, so my zombie band. So I figured everybody would pick John Bonham. I picked Keith Moon from The Who.
Another
on
choice.
bass, I picked Cliff Burton from Metallica.
Yep.
On rhythm guitar, keyboards, and vocals, Prince.
Sexy motherfucker.
That's right. On lead guitar, Chuck from Death. And on lead vocals, Jeff Buckley.
Wow.
Nice.
And I call this band Corvette Death.
Dude, I'll say this. There's a lot of good dead people. Dude.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's named anybody in my band yet. Not one guy of my band members have been named, and those are all good members.
One of mine.
Yeah, no, I'm just really interested to see what they would create because I think they all kind of had a progressive streak in them and, just all at the top of their game.
I didn't realize this was going to depress me as much as it is.
Indeed. Matt.
Matt.
All right, my zombie. Marcus on. Start counting. On drums, John Bonham.
I knew it.
Bass, Cliff Burton.
Oh, yeah.
Guitar and backing vocals, my hometown boy, fucking Prince.
Really?
On guitar, Chuck Schuldiner. Other guitar, Jeff Hanneman. And on vocals, Ronnie James Dio.
Nice.
Awesome.
This band is called Purple Rainbow in the Dark.
Awesome.
Fantastic. I love that ours almost lined up. That's really cool.
Was it 3 or 4?
I mean, Prince is so good. Can you imagine him doing it in like a heavy band though? He would really be into it too.
Yeah. It took me years to realize that. I mean, Prince is a great musician, but man, he can just tear and shred on guitar.
Oh, he can. He could.
He can.
I don't know.
And Chuck, Chuck was, obviously very progressive too. So I think he would revel on that, trying to do something different. So, from my band, Jeff Buckley really was that out too.
My band practices in this place, in a place here called San Leandro, and it's just out in the middle of nowhere. And I pulled up, and it's just an old warehouse thing with maybe 20 or 30 places in it for bands to play. And I pulled up once a few years ago, and there was all these semi trucks and shit and stuff. And the guy who owns the place was saying, I was like, dude, what the fuck's going on? And Prince was playing Oakland the following night and decided they wanted to practice. And he was like, you can't tell anybody, dude. And he practiced, and we hung out and listened to Prince. I didn't get to go in and meet him or anything, but we sat outside and listened to him. He played from midnight till like 5 a.m.
Wow.
And then played Oakland that night.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I didn't
hang out till 5 a.m, but
I didn't think anybody would have Prince. So I'm really stoked actually that Matt named Prince. But I forgot too that of course he's going to name Prince. He lives right there.
I had to.
I think the term is lived right there, but okay. John, I think I'm stepping on your toes, but this leads us to you.
Not at all. So I wanted the most outrageous. I wanted it to be bombastic, in your face, bad attitude. I just wanted everyone in this band to be like a big, huge personality. So on drums, Marcus on.
Really? I didn't.
Bottom.
Oh, I thought Marcus was on drums.
No.
Of course.
Yeah, John Bonham on drums. My bassist originally was going to be Jaco Pastorius. If anyone knows anything about bass players,
yeah, of course.
I mean, he's
Dead.
if he's not considered the best, he's like number 2 then at worst of all bass players. But I decided he was a little too unknown, so I went with someone with some serious attitude. I went with Lemmy on bass.
He was in one of my groups, and I pulled him out.
Yeah,
That's a great choice.
That's because he chose my group, but that's cool. Jay will appreciate this. I needed an outrageous keyboard player, somebody who would push his keyboards back and forth and be a big, huge, imposing presence on stage. So I went with John Lord on keyboards.
And his mustache.
Yes. So I went to one of the smallest guitarists ever, and not Angus, because he's alive, but I went with Randy Rhoads on guitar. And then I needed somebody on vocals who would jump off stage and punch you in the face and then go drink all your beer and steal your women.
G.G. Allen?
I was just going to say that.
No.
I was considering him too.
Sebastian Bach?
No.
He's alive.
Oh, it's just fun to try to get.
And I'm surprised. I would not. I guess I'm not surprised. But on vocals, Bon Scott.
Sure.
God, you see how hard this was. God, this was hard. Nobody said John Entwistle, for instance. Jesus, this is hard. That's a good one, John. They got
So originally I was figuring that somebody was going to use just the name Zombies, so I went with Zombies AD. Then I was like, that's really stupid. So I decided to call them Unholy Dead.
Nice.
Speaking of AD, I was in Starbucks yesterday, and I was wearing my Bathory shirt, and there was a dude in line next to me who's wearing a Misfits Earth AD shirt, and I wanted to be like, nice shirt, but then he would have been, as a Misfits fan, he would have been like, lame ass shirt, fucking loser. So I didn't say anything, but it was a really cool shirt.
So you just threw your coffee on him and left?
Fuck you, man. What the hell?
I heard what you said in your head.
All right. I've got a couple here that are fair. John mentioned, but it doesn't surprise me. I kind of built an already existing band up from the ground and then just did some slightly different things with him. So first and foremost, I have Cozy Powell on drums, who is the reason that Rainbow is really one of the foundational, what became metal in the 80s. And he's an amazing drummer. And he's dead. He fits the
bad driver.
Profile. Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
And so that kind of led me then to Jimmy Bain on bass because of
He's dead?
the relationship. Because he's dead.
Is he?
And he shares a relationship with my... Yeah, fuck
When did he die?
Probably 2 or 3 years.
Huh, didn't know that.
Yeah, he just shriveled up and died. I think it was alcoholism or something, but... So we need and I'm going somewhere with that Jimmy Bain thing, but we need a keyboardist. John Lord is making an appearance in my band as well, John. I also need a guitarist, and this guitarist resurrected one singer's career, and I'm going to see if he can resurrect another's literally from the dead. So we got Randy Rhoads. And of course, I'm joking because you all chose wonderful things, but if you chose anybody but Ronnie James Dio as your vocalist, you're wrong. And
No.
but I kid. You guys all had great choices. But what I'm really proud of, so basically what you've got there is a rainbow with Randy Rhoads and John Lord covering the keyboards. But that's great. They've all worked together. They got chemistry. Randy worked with Ozzy. See what you can do with Dio. And I'm really proud of the name of this band. You've all heard of the Day of the Dead, Dio de los Muertos. Well, how about the band Dio de los Muertos? Dio of the Dead.
Bravo.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So that's what I created, was Dio of the Dead.
And you wouldn't have to worry about Richie Blackmore co-opting the name as Richie Blackmore's.
That's right. I also have to show off to you my high resolution color.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. So
This
good.
is a killer reproduction that they're doing of this and selling on Dio's website. It doesn't have the priest on it,
Holy Diver.
but otherwise it's a very complete and beautiful representation of Holy Diver.
I've been trying to find like a flag or a poster of that I could hang up in my office. But
Well, I'm wearing it too because, and this is going to change now tonight finally, but I've been working very, very hard on a Dio article that I just sent to Marcus and George for their approval. And I've been listening to a shit ton of Dio because there you go. So in any case, Dio of the Dead.
Right.
George.
So I didn't go with Dio because I knew everybody else was going to go with Dio. And this band's kind of a mix. And I'm surprised one of the people on here was not on Jay's list. But anyway, my guitar players have already been said. Chuck Schuldiner and Jeff Hanneman, borrowing them from Matt's band. On bass, Martin Ain. Jay? Martin Ain?
Yeah, okay. I didn't think that through, did I?
Yeah. I don't have a keyboard player, but I think John Lord would fit in perfectly here, so I'm going to go with that. And by perfectly, I mean anybody can use John Lord.
That's true.
On drums, David Gold from Woods of Ypres. On lead vocals, Quarthon of Bathory.
This is hard.
Nice. Oh, nice.
And on backup vocals, Odorous Urungus. Don't know where that fits, but couldn't hurt.
Wow.
All right.
Got a name?
Oh, yes. Bloodfire Dead.
I say this again. That was harder than I realized, and I did think of a lot of names that I couldn't use, but that I didn't use. But you guys named some. I did think of Peter Steele. I tried to put him in my Doom band, but I was like, oh, he's dead. Oh God.
Yeah.
That was a blast. That was really fun. It was a lot of work, but holy shit, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice suggestion. Well done, Pete.
And to George for making it more complex.
All right. If anybody's still listening, let's move on to what we are listening to. Keith, what are you listening to?
So, I'm a little late to the party on this one, but I've been listening to the new Devin Townsend album, Empath, ever since I discovered it. I haven't been that moved by a piece of music on such a deep level in I can't even tell you how long. So I've been listening to that album almost nonstop. And as soon as he announced the European tour dates, I was like, which country am I going to go see this guy in? So I got tickets to go see him live in Stockholm, Sweden in November. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Would you call the new album metal?
Yeah, sure. I mean, not every second of it is metal, but overall, I would call that progressive metal. That's a genre that you can do almost anything with.
So suck it, Marcus-on.
I don't
think it's Will.
I don't know what else you would classify that as.
I'm just teasing. I love you. Anything else you've been listening to?
Yeah. Also, my friends in Utkiaru just put out a new record not too long ago called Madness and Creation.
They did.
And they're another band they're one of those bands that just keeps getting a little bit better and better with each release. So I was looking forward to seeing them improve and put out, better quality stuff each time.
And such nice guys.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. They made a few of our lists for a mid-year.
Yes. Jay, were they on yours?
Nope. I'm always the standout.
Can't please everybody, man.
No, I think you can't please Jay is the same from now on, to be honest with you. I have to tell you, Chemist just announced a show here in Oakland, of course. And I am, of course, going to go, you know what I mean? But God knows how that's going to go down.
Don't be surprised if your face is on the
I wouldn't assume that was an of course. I'm glad you're going.
Oh no, it's an of course for two reasons. I do like them, but secondly, I like them. I mean, I like those guys. It's a good example of me really liking a group of guys and not necessarily.
They're super nice. They're such nice guys.
Oh, they're super fucking nice. Yeah.
Yeah, if I had a super group and they were all in it, it'd be called Super Fucking Nice.
I almost had Phil as a vocalist in one of my bands.
Yeah.
He was for a while, and then I switched it up. I was like, we got time. We could do this down the road.
Anything else, Keith?
Yeah, other than that, I just, I just listen to Louder Than Hell by Manowar all the time.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Awesome.
At least once a week.
Love that record.
Me too.
All right, Marcus on.
What am I listening to? Other than the new releases we mentioned, I have also been spinning a band called Towering, Obscuring Manifestation. I missed this album when it came out in May, but holy fuck, I'm glad I found it because it's one of the elite death metal records of 2019. You guys need to hear this one. It's really good. The riffs are epic in it. Towering riffs. So their name is apt. Also a band called Super Terrestrial, The Void That Exists, on Green Flaw Productions. This is a really inventive black metal band that blends space-themed black metal and dark ambient synth. I really dig the way they transition sounds on this album from classic black metal guitars to these interstellar atmospheres to choppy guitars and then back again. My favorite track on this one is called Moritan Wave. It's the last track on the album, and it perfectly mixes all those sounds I mentioned in a 10-minute epic. And I actually asked these guys to do a 10 Horns interview, and they are excited to do it. So that probably be the next one that I put up on or George will put up on the site.
Sweet.
Atlantean Codex. This was one of my number one most anticipated albums for the second half of the year. Keith might be interested in this because he mentioned he likes power metal and stuff like that. They released their first single from their forthcoming album, A Course of Empire, and the track's called The People of the Moon, and it's glorious. If you like the idea of Maiden mixed with Manowar, then give this band a spin.
Yeah, their singer is really good too. I dig the vocals in that band.
Yeah, it's so good. Everything's good about that band. Have you heard the new single, Keith?
Not yet.
It's so great. You gotta spin it.
Will do.
Russian Circles, Blood Year. I love Russian Circles. I was not as taken by the album at first as I was with past records, but repeat plays definitely got me on board. So if you like heavy instrumental bands, Russian Circles is one of the best out there. Also, Glare of the Sun, Thea. I really liked this album when it came out before mid-year. I know John had it on his list. It didn't make my list because I just didn't have enough time with it because it literally came out like a day or two before we did our casts. So I'm revisiting it, and it's just excellent. Atmospheric doom, sludgy post-metal. Also listening to Darkened Into the Blackness. This is an EP. It's streaming on Decibel right now. It's old school melodic death. It's kind of a supergroup. Dudes from Excruciate, Funebrarum, and Bolt Thrower.
Bolt Thrower!
Yeah, pretty good debut. Just a few songs, but I'm looking forward to hearing more from them. So those are the things I've just been listening to this week, actually.
Awesome. Matt.
Marcus-san, nice shirt, BTW.
Yeah, Crowhurst. More on that later.
All right, I've been listening to the new Tomb Mold, Shock, Planetary Clairvoyance. I'm trying to think of what website had an article. I want to say it was Invisible Oranges, but it was kind of about the Krallis catalog. And so that kind of pushed me to revisit quite a few of their releases. I'm also really digging the new Witch Vomit, Buried Deep in a Bottomless Grave. From the last episode, Gates to the Morning, Return to Earth, really digging that album. Obviously been listening to a lot of Arctic Sleep, Kindred Spirits. And one from last year that I did not find that makes me sad, only in terms of making a year-end list, but that is Oxygen Destroyer, Bestial Manifestations of Malevolence and Death.
That's a hell of a title.
Yeah, it is.
Hell of a band.
It sounds like one of his band titles, actually. That Kindred Spirits album is pretty good.
I'm digging it without a shovel.
It's fucking awesome. It's so good. I've been spinning that a lot too, but I didn't want to say it because the guy's on the cast.
Suck ass.
Shucks.
Shit, I just did it. God damn it.
John.
So work has been just brutal recently, so I haven't listened to as much stuff as I normally would like to, but I have given a few things a few spins. So I've been listening to the new EP from the Contortionists called Our Bones. Been really spinning that new track from Gate Creeper a lot. We've mentioned that already. I was spinning 2 tracks from this third album from a band called Nightfell, which is a death doom band from Portland, but we ended up getting the promo, so I spun that today, and I liked that so much I ended up picking it up on pre-order. Bunch of bands that are being playing at Prog Power in a couple weeks that I want to see. I've been listening to those. I won't go into all those. I mean, you'll hear about it later. And then some new vinyls. I got a ton of vinyl recently, but it's all vinyl that I hadn't picked up yet. So one of them that I actually finally got a chance to listen to is The Gathering, If Then Else, which is their 2000, came out in 2000. Finally on vinyl that I got that. And then, yeah, he's on the show, but I have been spinning the last 2 Arctic Sleep albums a lot on vinyl because there was this amazing deal on Bandcamp for the last 2 albums vinyl for $25. I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you very much
I
for that,
paid
dude.
full price for both of those, bitch. Give me a refund or something.
Yeah, I also did the deal, John. I got him for the deal.
It's all about timing, George.
Yep. Don't support the band when it initially comes out. Wait for the sale.
Oh, also, I've been drinking the coffee, and it's really good. I quite enjoy
have
it.
you really?
All this week I've been drinking. Yep. I
George,
enjoy it.
Actually, I did support the band. I just happened to buy the vinyl at the time when it came out, the new one.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
I am.
That's okay.
I'm always going to buy Keith's stuff. Doesn't matter what it is or when it is.
John, I love that Nightfell band. I haven't listened to the one that's in the Dropbox, but the last album was definitely pretty high on my albums of the year before I met you guys. So I'm looking forward to spinning that one.
It's cool. You'll like it, Marcus.
I think I will.
All right, Jay.
So, just like everybody else, I'd like to mention, I've certainly been listening to a lot of stuff, but the absolute truth is I've been listening more or less over the last 2 weeks to nothing but Ronnie James Dio in his various forms. This having to do because of this thing that I've written that we're going to put on the website before too long. I'll let that thing speak for itself, and I'd maybe pimp it here a little bit, and I hope people read it because I put a lot of work into it.
It's really good so far. I haven't read all of it yet.
What it is, and I'll say, and I might have said earlier in the cast, but I'm not sure if it was when we were just talking, and I don't think I did mention it in the cast. But in any case, it's an interpretation of Dio's lyrics and how they are attached to his life in various points, and how he looks at certain myths and things in very different lights, depending on how well his career is going and what he's doing and stuff. So it's a really well, I hope, thought through thing, and it all led up to me walking around in Dio t-shirts and listening to Dio constantly. So that's what I've been listening to. Yeah, that and the buzzing bees in my own brain trying to write this damn thing. So.
All right, so what's your favorite Dio album of all time, and what's your favorite song, Jay? Of all any of his stuff, it doesn't matter. Anything.
I guess that's super hard because honestly, I think his stuff is good from start to finish, from the first Rainbow record to Heaven and Hell, the last Heaven and Hell record. Long story. Probably, if I had to choose on the spot, Holy Diver is probably my favorite record. Song, probably The Sign of the Southern Cross off Mob Rules.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Both of which are referenced in my article.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't wait to read it.
Yeah, you'll get your chance tonight if you're up late.
I will look at it tonight, Jay, for sure.
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that moves it on to Georgie.
First up is a band called Applaud the Impaler. The album is called Of Apocalypse Incarnate, and that of is OV. It's the first album from a Virginia Beach brutal death metal band. Next, we have Deatherous, Detherous, and their first album, Hacked to Death. It's an Alberta, Canada death metal band. There's a theme here. Next up, we have Dismembered Carnage and their second album, Blasphemed Betrayal, California death metal band. Disowning Human Cattle. This is the first album from an international death metal band. Next up, we have, a little late to the party on this one, but Imprecation Damnatio ad Bestias.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You think they'd be from like Italy or something, but they're from Texas. And this is a death metal band, second album. Moving to the Midwest, we have Inoculation, Pure Cosmic Dread, first album of Cleveland death metal. Then we have Paganizer, the new album from them, The Tower of the Morbid. This is their 11th album. This is Raga Johansson from Sweden, one of his mini bands. Another first album, Sons of Famine, as Razors Gnaw Like Wolves, Chicago Blackened Death Band. Only two more. This one's called VHS, and the album is called We're Gonna Need Some Bigger Riffs. They're a Canadian death thrash grind band, and most of the, if not all of the songs are shark related in a Jaws-y kind of way.
Cool. That's awesome.
And then the last one, because they're German, I'm going to pronounce this Vandar, Wandar. The album's called Zyklus. And it's the second album. They're a German black metal band.
George, you mentioned, I think, the band, you called it Deathorus, and I thought you said Death of Wrists, and I immediately thought because he's playing on all of our bands, our fantasy bands.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what Deathorus or I don't know, but Deathorus. Probably not how it's pronounced. All right, well. That's it. We're done. Almost. We still have to thank Keith for coming on twice because of the technical difficulties.
Yeah, man. No, for real. Thank you so much for hanging out, letting me hang out. And I really appreciate everything you guys do, and appreciate you having me on the podcast as your guest very much. So thank you.
You are most welcome.
You were generous.
No, thank you.
So
you were generous with your time, sir. We appreciate it.
So go out and pick up the new Arctic Sleep album, Kindred Spirits.
Yes.
Go get the Unearthed somebody else say it.
Unearthed Elf. Do it. And there's 6 other Arctic Sleep albums as well, so you can pick up those too.
Yep.
Yeah. Go spend some money.
All right. I guess until next time, we remain the Metalheads Podcast.
Did your wife already take off, Marcus? Huh? She's gone now?
She left today. She's still in the air, I think, because it takes a while to get to Hawaii. Yeah, she's gonna find. I'm moving to Hawaii, Keith. That's why my wife's going out there. She works.
Are you
out
for
there,
real?
So. Yeah. So she's gonna actually.
Where are
find
you
a place
now?
for us.
You're in Evanston, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, cool. I used to work in Evanston.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I did.
Awesome.
Yeah, in the Rotary building.
yeah. You're not far from me because you're where are you? Like Milwaukee area, right?
Yup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like, why? How do you know that? Then I was like, oh, you just sent me the album and coffee.
Yeah.
You know where I live.
That's right. Yeah. There's not a lot of Marky-sans out there.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm actually the only one. I've
I was
never
like,
run
this is
across
probably
it.
the same guy.
Yeah.
Did you guys see George's message? His power went out.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
shit.
just can
Yeah.
I'll text him.
No, he just called me.
Oh, he did.
So
Okay.
yeah, he said the power's out, and I
I
said,
mean,
well,
I'm recording. Should we keep going or what
Well,
should
we
we do?
can't. He's not recording.
Marcus,
But I'm recording though.
Markson's got the backup. He has the backup tapes.
That's true.
Like Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Let me mention it to him. We can cut.
I know how it works, man. I've had many a time where, it hasn't recorded, and I wish that somebody else on the cast did that. So whenever I come on this one, I'm like, I'll just turn the recorder on. I don't always need it, but I haven't needed it at all. But this is the one time I will, so it works.
are you guys having storms over there or anything, or is it just his power just went out, John?
I don't know. I mean, we don't have anything going. I mean, he's 50 miles away from me, but we don't have anything going on our end right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we need to lose what we had.
So I
On
don't
the
know.
battery.
I don't know. Maybe it's something like from The Purge or something. I just watched that movie last night, so maybe something.
Maybe he needs to go start boarding up windows.
Didn't they do a show on The Purge too?
Right now.
Is The Purge good? It's like the one horror franchise I have not delved into.
I don't know. I mean, the first one was all right, you know.
I haven't seen it.
So,
John, I heard the show was really good, but I haven't watched any of the movies or the show.
yeah, I saw the first one. I saw the second one last night. It was like a bunch of people die, and
Which one is the first Purge? What number is that in the chronology? That's like the newest one, right?
no, the newest one is the first. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but the first movie I think is like third in the chronology or something like that. I guess.
You mean episode 4?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But it'd be episode 3. So it'd be kind of weird because that came out, yeah. All right.
In 1977.
By the way, did you guys see what he said about that? He's like, well, what order should you watch them in? And he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how you should watch them. And I guess that pissed some people off. I was like, well, what'd you think he was going to say? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
Contact is.
I'm waiting to see what he says here. Okay, he's not happy.
No. He's got to get back because doing the top 5 is very important.
Oh, man.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
It is a great idea. It's a lot of work, but it was a great idea.
I mean, I didn't go very deep, but yet I spent hours on it.
I had a hard time with it. When I suggested it, I was thinking we would each do one. You know, it was like, no, you're going to do 5 of them. I was like, fuck, you know, I mean, I have to put so much thought into just one of them.
Yeah, It was hard.
Yeah,
it was
we do 5 of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I originally thought it was just going to be one band, too. And then George says, oh, no, we're not doing that. I was like, oh, fuck, I got to do this 5 more times?
The episode's going to be 3 hours long.
And then a zombie one, which is like...
Actually, Keith, the top 5 is going to be 3 hours long, not the episode. Will be a little longer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
I kept going back on it over and over because I think the tendency is to pick some of the very best of all time, especially if they're still alive. Right. But I wanted to think about it in terms of like, what would the band be, and should I pick some newer people as well? So so I started off picking, who are the best at these things? I'm like, well, maybe they won't merge, maybe they won't work together.
Right.
So it was really fun to do it, and especially coming up with band names too.
I'm not gonna. This is not a spoiler or anything, but I was so thorough, Marcus, on about that myself, like trying to do that I actually called one of mine One Hit Wonder because I'm positive they'd break up after that first record. And so that's the kind of thinking I did in mine too, which was chemistry, and almost every one of mine has at least one guy who is famously hard to work with. I don't know why that is.
Oh yeah. That's true. Because I would look. It's like I know a lot of musicians, but I'm not always sure what their role is. Like, are they the main songwriter? Right. You know, what's happened in their personal life? And quite a few people have been jailed on my list.
Which should have brought forth a good band name. We should have done that one of Bands in Jail.
That was the best part. Doing the research and finding out a little bit more about these bands I love.
Is this like a 90s Norwegian all-star band or something?
Right. Well, it's like I tried to find groups because it's so fucking vast that I'm like, okay, I got to find ways to be able to like make this a little bit more granular. And so I thought, do I pick a genre and make a super group, or do I, and so what I ended up going with was just, what I'm most passionate about, or I flash back to when I was a little wee pup and like, what kind of hit me hard back in the
day. I wonder if anybody else had this experience, because there's a couple of bands that are really super incestuous, like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and some others. And there was a couple that I started putting them together, and I was like, oh no, wait, that's just Deep Purple. You know what I mean? Like, I just created Deep Purple with one different guy. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh wow, that's Mark 8. I didn't realize that shit.
And it was interesting because I think George mentioned that Keith was going to put like a rapper on it or something. Lil Wayne. And I was like, oh man, because I love metal so much. Should I think outside the box and go to some of these other places, other artists that I love? And I did a little bit.
I have a rapper in mind, and that's more of a personal experience I just had. So, and it felt good. It felt really good.
Okay. Yeah.
So
well, we may never hear it, but we'll see.
No, never.
See, I had a different.
It may not be today.
I had a different problem, you guys. I started thinking about all these supergroups, and I realized all the music I generally listen to, everybody's in a supergroup.
Supergroups, yeah.
So
right.
everyone goes off and does a project. Yeah. I'm like, fuck! Yeah. I put all these guys together. That's actually this band.
I had that problem too, but then there were other. Okay, so here was some other ones that I had problems with, where people where I was like, you know what, that guy doesn't really work anywhere but in Iron Maiden. I don't see how there's not a different formula here. Like he's right where he's supposed to be. There's not a supergroup for this guy, whoever he may be.
So Yannick's on your list?
Speaking of the Deep Purple thing, because he used to play with Ian Gillan.
Yeah, I know.
That's the incestuous part. And I'm telling you, man, these family trees are pretty fucking slim. At least in the worlds I was dealing with.
So apparently they are having an absolute apocalyptic storm up there right now.
Wow. That was probably what was just in my neck of the woods.
Well, I guess we need to make a decision. I mean, I think the thing is, how bad do we hurt George's feelings? And the second part is, could he at least Skype in on his phone for the top 5? Because at the very least, I think I don't know that he'd care that much if he missed the news and everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure I mentioned about the recording, and he wasn't sure about that because he'd have to merge 2 recordings together.
Fair enough.
I mean, that would be hard.
The merger. The first merge.
I can do that.
The merge. Yeah.
He knows how to do that.
Just telling you what he said. He's not happy right now, so I'm going to go ahead and think that that's why he's responding that way, so...
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I'm sure he's spitting venom right now, dude.
I'm always up for a do-over.
I think it might have to be that. I would never look at things this way, but I guess as the senior ranking member, I'm going to suggest that that we do that. I will say this, probably not right that we go on with George. We'll go on without George.
No, it's fine. I'm asking him right now what he wants to do.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to want to be on cast.
At the very least, he's in a very uncertain place as to when that power comes back.
I mean, especially after Keith's top 5. I know that he spent a lot of time on that.
Well, but also, I mean, which aren't we all just... The reason we're all having a hard time giving this up is because we all want to get to that. I mean, I want to show you guys how fucking clever I am, man. I'm so proud of my list. And likewise, I'm sure.
Text him that we just finished the top 5s.
You should totally do that.
Yeah, and see how he takes it.
And it was awesome, and he fucking missed it.
I want to say, well, this sucks, George. We actually just finished the episode.
Probably one of our best episodes.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing what happens when you go down one man. All right. He's thinking we're going to have to reschedule because apparently it's pretty bad there right now.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I've
been asking if he wants us to wait a few more minutes, and if he says no, then I guess we'll have to reschedule.
No problem.
To that end, and we'll certainly use George as our central communication thing here, but I'm free like every night this week. I might go to the A's game on Tuesday night, but short of that, I'm free. And including in the weekend. So
I am too. The wife is gone. She just landed, which is great. But yeah, I can do it anytime.
Tuesday and Thursday nights might be tough because Jen has class and she also has to do like what we're doing right now. And I don't want to fuck with her.
Okay, well we'll let George be the kingpin on it then. But yeah.
For the most part, I'm pretty good.
Well, to make him feel a little better, because I bet he's fucking pissed, as you say, is let's maybe once we do, which I'm pretty sure he's going to say cut it, we'll all text in some availability.
Yeah.
So that he can feel a little better before the night ends if he can come up with an alternate.
Yeah. How's your availability, Keith?
I have no life.
Yes, I assume that. Yeah.
No friends. I just sit down here in the basement. Yeah.
What? That's great. All day. Dude, come to Chicago and hang out with me. I'm a really cool guy.
I just play guitar all day and
also I've met Marcus on. He's not that cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
All right, kidding.
Yeah, come out here. I mean, I hang out now. I'm like drinking buddies with Nate Madden from Immortal Bird. So
cool. Yeah,
you should come out and have some beers with us.
Yeah, anytime.
He actually helped me do one of the super bands.
Oh, really?
I'll mention that when we do the cast. It's pretty fun.
He's not in the band, is he?
He's not. No, I didn't do anybody from his band. No, but I just asked him because we were drinking. Like, what would you think? And so we created. I'll spoil a little bit. We created a death metal band together.
Nice. Yeah.
I would never think anyone on this podcast would do that.
There's none in my list, actually. It's a lot of grindcore.
Grindcore. Wow.
That stuff is hard for me too, though, because I don't know how to explain it, except in that I tended to focus on. I started each one with like somebody who I think is an exemplary musician with a lot of expressive blah blah blah, and that's not anything picking on thrash or anything like that. But I couldn't come up with like a thrash supergroup. You know what I mean? I started one with Tamaria and I got nowhere.
Yeah. Which is funny because I have an entire thrash supergroup.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I definitely did a couple death metal, and then some of them are just I don't know what they would be.
Yeah.
And then I did a doom metal band for sure. But the other two, I have no idea what they're going to be.
I did a doom, and my name for that band is fucking brilliant. And also my zombies one is the greatest fucking name ever, dude. I so wish we were doing this list tonight.
Well, the good news is that Keith can do it anytime.
Yep.
He lives for this podcast. He can't wait to get back on this thing.
What can I say?
He said if we want to wait around, we can, but he said it usually takes at least an hour in his area when this stuff happens for the power to come up. So I'll stick around for a few minutes. But if you guys want to take
this happens that often that he is.
I mean, it never happened while we were potting, but he has.
Yeah.
Totally aware of some George's power outages.
Fucking Connecticut.
It's actually Maryland, but same difference.
Yeah. fucking Maryland.
It's on the other side of the
ship. We're doing that literally to be sarcastically insulting, which would be
fucking New England region.
As Will and I would say, it's on the other side of the river. So, because Maryland people don't like to come to Virginia, we always have to go over there. So,
Maryland's nice.
It is.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. I like all those colonial houses and buildings and things. And beautiful countryside. George lives pretty far out in boonies, and it's a lovely little drive to get out there.
It's all right.
And Frederick's a nice little town.
Yeah. I'm just checking to see what the weather's like on my end.
Keith, did you ever get out to Chicago, or you just stay in your basement?
Yeah, I mean, I used to live there. I only moved to Milwaukee like 10 years ago. So.
Yeah. I never listened to this band, Arctic Sleep, until just recently when they mentioned, George mentioned we were going to do the interview.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of Unearthed Elf. Because
really?
I have the vinyl, I have the CD, I have all the stuff. I don't know why I never went and said, let's check out some of these other projects. But It's actually really cool because I had a chance to dive in and have something new.
But have you checked out Chopping Mall?
I have, because George puts that up, and that is fucking fantastic. I love it. I especially love all the posts that you make where you just don't give a shit about anybody. And like nobody follows it at all. It's really wild.
I'll go on there and be like, fuck all of you.
Oh yeah. And I totally want to ask you questions about that, but I know George is going to ask questions about it too. So
yeah. I just do that in my basement just to blow off some steam.
It's fun.
Yeah, you don't really hear about too many, one-man grindcore bands in a basement. It's usually like a one-man black metal band, Some dude living out in the woods in a trailer somewhere. He's got like 14 albums the last 2 years.
Right. No friends.
Well, it's funny because the original tracks that he did, they definitely are grindcore. But then when you started doing the covers, that doesn't sound like grindcore to me.
No, it's not. It's just having some fun.
Yeah. What song are you going to do next?
Grindcore album. One of these days. It's on my list of things to do.
I love that you did a Starship, because that was the first album I ever got.
Was it really?
Yeah, I remember when I was like, I don't know, maybe 12 or something. I didn't really buy any albums, and I asked my dad, I was like, I want to get into rock what's the album I should get into? And he's like, oh, you probably like Starship. Fucking knee deep in the hoopla, and I know all the lyrics to all the songs. Like, it's just crazy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get freaking Starship.
You mean like the Starship we built the city?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck. So Jay
On rock and roll.
Jay lives out in the Bay Area, and I'm from San Francisco. And you know what? Jefferson Starship was fine. The moment they just went to Starship, everyone in the Bay Area is like, "What the fuck, man?" I mean, literally, it flipped over in a second.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, and all those cover songs, those Chopping Mall cover songs, I actually love those songs. I'm not like making fun of them or anything. I'm just having fun with those songs that I enjoy. So even We Built the City on rock and roll, that song receives so much fucking hate, but I kind of like it. So
everybody remembers it.
Yeah. I still love it. Yeah, again, because it's the first thing.
It's a guilty pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I kind of assumed that.
With Keith very much though, that you were like, Dad, what's like a definitive rock album I could get you? It's like,
that's what he tells me. Right. Yeah. He doesn't give me like the Beatles. My dad loves the Beatles, or he doesn't give me Zeppelin.
That's like, not even a proper iteration of that particular band. Damn. That's how far he was.
He was like, I don't want any girls.
Not even the White Rabbit years. You know what I mean? It's like.
That is funny.
It is really funny. Yeah,
do this one.
Do this one, boy.
I got to tell you though, on the rare demos, as soon as I saw Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a horse, I literally pissed myself. Mm-hmm. It's like, wow, I'm not the only one who feels that way.
Yeah. I had a good cry.
Good cry. And then you went and watched like 6 seasons of Sex and the City,
back to back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keith, are you going to do a whole album's worth of Chopping Mall? Are you going to put it out on something, or is it just going to be for fun forever?
I don't want to get sued by Gene Simmons and company, so I probably won't.
Well, don't use any devil horns and drink orange juice.
Yeah, I did do a Lick It Up cover, and I don't think they would take too kindly to that. They like to sue people. Kiss does.
Oh yeah. So what's the next one you're going to cover?
The next one I'm going to do is Material Girl by Madonna.
Yes. Nice.
Yes. Fuck, I love Madonna.
Yeah, it's already in the works.
I was particularly fond of the Poison cover you did. Was it Talk Dirty to Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Huge fan.
That's fantastic. Well, John, have you heard anything from George there?
Let me check.
I saw Will's Got Power. And George said it must be nice.
Yeah. Well,
because Keith could be doing that Material Girl cover. I mean, Keith, if you want to do it right here for us, that would be great.
I would have to plug in a lot of stuff. I'd have to unplug some things too. I'm only working with a few outlets here.
Nothing from him. I'm guessing that we can call it an evening, which blows. But
what can you do?
Yeah,
that's fine. Well, but we'll pick up where we left off, and I'm sure we can do this in the course of just a few days from now or something.
Yeah,
quite easily.
I'll let him know that we're gonna shut down.
Yeah, my availability is pretty good.
Cool.
I'm super busy with tons of shit, so I'll try my best between selling shitloads of albums and signing autographs.
Yeah, I mean, Keith is knee deep in the hoopla, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to work around that.
We're gonna come back on. You're gonna have like 8 new chopping block songs done.
Yeah.
How did you get 223 songs on that one album?
That's a lie.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Oh. Well, that's only a triple album then if it's grindcore.
Yeah. The whole thing's a joke. So.
I know. I bet you people don't think that.
I hope there is. Yeah.
So you got to put then like really one legitimate song out there that doesn't throw people off and then just attach everything else to it.
Right. Something with a normal song title.
I mean, I think Material Girl is about as legit as you can get.
It's going to be good, yeah.
All right, well, whatever I was calling on it, guys.
Yeah, I just
all right.
So sorry about that, Keith.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, Keith.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, guys.
Man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Talk
fun checking out. We'll see you guys.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good Monday.
You too, brother.
All right. See you guys.
Peace.
Bye.
Have yourselves a really good night now, okay?